Fine.
We are not all gonna die. Hi, everybody.
We're dead!
We're not
We're
dead.
mostly gonna die.
We're not dead yet. We're going to get better. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're definitely not all gonna go fight an adult green dragon, and it's gonna end poorly.
It's gonna end awesome. I don't know what you're
I mean, the last time we fought an adult dragon, we were a lot lower level.
Yes, and 2 of us died.
So
And 1 of us almost died, but for the grace of a natural 20 on a death saving throw.
So it'll probably go by just smashingly this time around.
Let's not use the word smash
Sure.
with regard to.
Well,
Hey, we are
everybody.
live, Brian. So if you want to introduce us, you can.
Yes,
you can
yes,
do the
thank
thing.
you. Welcome back,
We're just
everybody,
gonna keep
to our tales of the crew of the Berezaya Argia, our intrepid crew. When they last sort of left off, they were trying to figure out sort of their game plan for taking on Drakaskull's forces.
We were.
Yeah, super work.
Pretty much, yeah. And well, and kind
Anybody
of
got a plan?
figuring that out. I believe you had suggested to have Nikali and Kaladin take Zaya away from
Yes.
the combat and away from Kabara, while the rest of you were going to then go to Kabara and have shit happen. You did, but kind of scrolling back with some of that, you did also discover that a person that you'd met previously, one Coglin Cogsgrove, I believe his name was, who was a professor of thaumaturgy and material sciences, turned out to be a little bit more than that. As you managed to suss out that Dr. Coglin, as it were, was in fact an ancient gold dragon that was more or less posted in the vicinity to keep an eye on Drakaskull, considering that Drakaskull is attempting to take over.
Try and take over the world.
Well, I mean, Corvair, it's not the whole world, but you get the idea.
I mean, Corvair is just a stepping stone for the rest of the world. Let's be fair.
Yeah, that's true. But you were able to get a little bit of information, at least what he was able to give, and actually kind of gained I guess maybe not necessarily 100% an ally, but sort of a patron in this fight, as it were. And I believe he had handed over a couple of teleport scrolls, if I remember correctly. Or teleportation circle scrolls.
No, they were straight up teleport scrolls.
Yep.
And I think it was enough to get us there and back, and that was it.
Right, there we go. And you did secure permission to use basically Coglin's teleportation circle.
I was going to say lair?
Layer, yeah. Layer, teleportation, layer, and teleportation circle. If you needed I guess as an escape route or what have you. So, for those of you that are not going with Zaya and the ship, aka all y'all, what is your next step? What do you intend to do?
And see, I had this all planned out last session, and did I write it down? No, because that would have been intelligent.
And I do apologize. It was also kind of found out that Drakaskull's forces were starting to make a move on, I believe it's called New Throne.
Yeah. It is. Verdum was marching on New Throne.
Yeah. New Throne is right there. I don't know if you can see my finger.
Yeah, which finger? Yeah. Thank you.
And, yeah, so anyway. I'll just... Reshak, Verdum. Alright, anyway. I'll take those off here then. Because you're not going to fight them right away then. You've got other creatures to fight.
Wait, what?
So yeah, what are your I guess where do you guys go from here? I'm assuming Nikali and the group will then, because I think you wanted them to depart and kind of, I think even head towards Stormreach, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were gonna run into Stormreach because we have allies there. We're gonna drop something off with Lady Oricala that I had promised to do, and in case I die, I wanted to make sure it happened. And then they were gonna just kind of go from there, lest we are captured and forced to, tortured and forced to give up the location of Zaya. I have their plan way better thought out than I remember our plan. I think our plan was to wait until they actually were actively attacking New Throne, and then murdering the hell out of the general, therefore demoralizing the troops.
And yes, I believe that was the grand strokes of the plan.
Some weeks later, this seems like a terrible idea, but I think it's the best one we've got. So.
It doesn't seem any more suicidal than anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't like. It seems the least suicidal of the plans that we pitched.
Yeah.
Which is not saying much.
Yeah, it's not saying much. It's really not. If we have indeed settled on our plan, Rhiannon would use her sending stone to poke at her dad.
Okay.
Poke. Hey, Dad! It's me! Ooh, I'm apparently still channeling some Jester energy.
I mean, you were Jester last weekend, so...
I was. Hey, Dad, it's me. Verdum and his forces about to attack New Throne. It's 2, not 3. We're coming. We should meet. You still okay?
You
Wait,
pooping?
5 more. Love you. See you soon.
You don't have to use all 25 for the spell to work. Like, that's not... it's not required.
It's a requirement!
Why would I waste words? If I have them to use, I might as well use them.
That's wasteful. That's a waste of magic, you magic abuser.
I mean, it's a sending stone, so it's not my magic, but...
It's like alcohol, man. You don't abuse it.
Magical party foul?
You do get a reply back, because you've done this enough times now that you've trained your father on how to respond when he gets these messages from you.
Mm-hmm.
To keep them relatively short and sweet and concise.
Hmm.
And now I forgot what the hell I was going to say, so now you have to give me just a brief moment. Rhiannon, we are fortifying New Throne. skirmishes are happening. While I don't want you to come, would really appreciate your help. Fucking dragons. Fucking dragons.
Great.
Okay, that I respect. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. I will share that with the group and just like that, they're fortifying, blah, blah, blah. So we should go. Also, fucking dragons, man.
Fucking dragons.
So then are you using your...
One of my spell scrolls.
Your spell scrolls then?
Is there anything anybody needs before we leave this town?
Give me just like a minute to just check.
It's a good point.
Do we need any Ember? Do you need any components? Do we anything?
Because you are in a fairly large city. Granted, not as big as Sharn, but a fairly large city where most of that shit would be available.
So,
Want to maybe stock up on some healing potions?
Greater Resto is 100 gold diamond. And Raise Dead.
Did we pull the first aid kit off of Zaya? Because we super can do that.
Yeah, we should. And then the Raise Dead is 500 gold worth of diamonds. Let me see how many diamonds I have on me.
Because I know we're also running a little cash light. That's part of why we were gonna skip around and do some jobs on Zaya. But
yeah. Oh, okay. I've got 4 diamonds, so
that's not bad.
Okay, are you guys taking the first aid kit then? Looks like 10 regular healing potions and a superior healing potion.
Yeah.
Let's maybe take the superior and I worry about them getting into trouble and needing it and not having it, and also not having the magic to do the things.
Right. Yeah.
So
same.
maybe let's take the superior and half of the healing potions and leave the other ones with them.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and divvy those up amongst yourselves. I'll go ahead and...
You go ahead and...
You're already on it. There, Bear.
I definitely don't need.
So, I'm a squishy frontliner. Does anybody mind if I take the superior?
Take it.
Thank you.
Take it. You're real squishy. Third level spell scrolls. It's been sitting in my... I have 2 third level spell scrolls and I don't know what they're of.
Where are we and where is Kira?
Where's who?
My wife.
Oh, is it? I think your wife is in Kabara, isn't she?
That is correct.
Not where my head went.
Well, yeah, cause I'm wrong game. I'm not Kira today.
Right, yeah, I was admittedly, I was right there first. When did that crossover happen? I don't remember.
I don't know, but I think it should.
I mean, getting the help of a 16th level paladin would not hurt. Not hurt at all. But that's not going to happen.
I'm switching from my cast-off plate to my mariner's plate.
Where's Kira? GM.
She was in New
She is in Kabara.
Is Kabara a town or a country?
Kabara is a country.
The country, sorry. She the place where they were going to set up their safe house.
Yeah.
Was going to be in New Throne.
Where we are going.
Correct.
Yes. That is being fortified against dragon attack.
I need to send a message to Kira because she apparently is not telling me shit. I cast from my necklace.
Okay.
upon hearing that there is dragons in fucking New Throne.
Okay.
What the hell, Stumpy? Flying dragons in town and you say nothing? Woman? We have an issue. I'm on route.
Check the Hangouts chat. I just gave proposal for potion distribution.
Sounds like a plan.
Why don't you take another one? Why don't you take my common?
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't need it.
Well, and
right,
just to let you know, I believe Narashti, Rhiannon, and Ember potentially have access to cure wounds for what that's worth.
Yeah.
So.
Although Narashti doesn't have as many. Well, no, she has quite a number of spell slots. Never mind.
I mean, as a ranger, she doesn't get as many as, say, Ember or Rhiannon do, but.
No, but she's definitely got enough to hold her own.
She's got
you get a decent amount as a ranger.
I mean, she's got 7 spell slots.
Yeah.
4 first and 3 second. So, no, we'll leave Narashti with 1 common. That's cool. But I would say, Gavin, take mine.
Done.
And I will add in 2 more. Since I'm probably going to try to beat the tank.
Oh, I'm going to summon shit to be tanky. I hope. So hopefully neither of us will have to tank.
Right.
Because I don't tank well, guys.
That's all right.
Yeah, but Maya can.
I'm also trying to see if I need other components here.
Oh, Gavin is going to give a great inspiring speech about how we're totally going to go wreck this dragon. Everybody gets 15 temporary hit points.
There you go.
For how long?
Until
our next long rest.
The long rest. That's right.
The inspiring leader feat was a significant and amazing investment.
Yeah.
It's a good feat to have.
That one is nothing. No, I do not need spell components because we've got a good chunk of diamonds. I've got 4 whoopsie ones.
Like whoopsie, you're dead. Is that?
Yeah. And a few minor inconvenience ones.
You know,
by
like,
the way, is Kira silent? Did she not get my message? Am I freaking out?
No, you're people were talking. So in response, you hear fucking A, I'm busy. I'm like the only healer here. Yeah, place is getting attacked. I'm sorry, I love you. Gotta go.
God damn it. Oh, we lost Phoenix. Their internet went out.
Oh dear.
All right,
This day is cursed.
It's a rough one today, folks. We appreciate your patience with us. So we'd like to take this time. So why don't we take this moment as we have this brief interlude to pimp out all of our friends, and do quick adverts and whatnot.
Yes.
There you go.
So I believe it is next week on the 3rd.
Yes, next week on the 3rd, which I think is Sunday.
Next week on the 3rd, which is Sunday, starting at, we're aiming for 5 p.m. Central, is going to be Barca First Blood Part 2, so to speak, as I've been nicknaming it. But Barca, our distant barbarian friend, and we're coming back to play that evening to finish up that little mini arc of the Barkinator and see where he and Argentia and our Harbinger crew, which is everybody else is playing, to see what hijinks they get into. So again, we're hoping to start at about 5 p.m. Central Time on Sunday the 3rd.
As always, 5 or thereabouts.
5 or thereabouts.
We will never start beforehand. I can promise you that.
We've had a couple of interesting technical glitches this weekend in some of the various streams, but we're getting it sussed out. And then in addition to that, Bear, do you have any other streams that you have?
Oh, for sure. Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, starting at, I think, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be continuing the Goop Wicket game, wherein a group of random fucking people are trying to save a group of mouth tornadoes from themselves. It's a whole fucking thing. But Jess, who is Hannah's wife, is in that stream. Hannah, who plays Narashti. And a bunch of people from a bunch of different areas of the country, and surprisingly LGBTQ diverse, and yeah, it's a fun group. And then 2 weeks, we've got Saul's Rest yet again. Wherein we will complete the madness that started yesterday. Definitely isn't going to murder you all. And then, of course, Zaya again the following day, I believe. I think that's going to go. I don't fucking remember. And then Schmoopsy has a stream that he has recently started doing. It doesn't have a set schedule yet. It may not, honestly, because I think he's just doing it for funsies. Talk to us about your stream, Schmoopsy.
So my stream is 7-Tail Fox. Tail is Tale, like a story, on Twitch. I don't have a set schedule yet. Hopefully I will eventually get at least a semi-regular schedule. I'm going to try to stream at least a couple of times a week. But it'll mostly be just very chill, playing through different games. We'll probably be playing a number of story games, because I like stories and games. But we'll be playing some other games like Sea of Thieves, where we're creating our own stories every time. But every game will be a new story.
Well, and I will say, he narrates his Twitch streams, and they are absolutely freaking hilarious.
You're cozy and wonderful.
Schmoopsy, if you want to drop your Twitch handle in the chat, or drop it to me and I can drop it in the chat.
Yeah. I will pop that over to you.
Hi. Sorry, I have a very nosy kitty right now.
And then I'll do a quick throw out to another friend of ours, Epic_Realms. If I'm saying that correctly, I hope I am.
You are indeed.
Good buddy of ours who also does kind of a variety of stuff. Some RPGs with some of us, go figure, what? But also does some video games and does some interviews with fantasy authors and whatnot, and stream readers, and he's kind of the renaissance man of Twitch streaming right now, I'll say.
Well, yeah. And just for name dropping purposes, he's had like Ed Greenwood, he's had Chris Jackson, he's had James Sutter, he's had Mike Zellinker. I think he's in talks to have Keith Baker. There's a couple other people that I can't say yet because he'll yell at me. So yeah, like it's legit. He's getting actual like, you know, cool people on there, not schmucks like us.
Shout outs. Gotcha.
But at any rate, so feel free to check him out sometime as well, and check out the interviews because yeah, he's got a lot of great interviews on there. And that's I think I've pretty much pimped out all of our Twitch friends who stream currently. The majority of them. Am I missing anybody that?
I don't think so.
I mean, of our personal friends, no, but there's other people out there, I'm sure. My buddy from TikTok, Joe, does every Thursday, every other Thursday, I don't remember which, but every Thursday one, that's Lord Revan 30_. They were doing a Tal'Dorei campaign until Critical Role came out with their more stringent copyright usage guidelines.
It's not stringent. People were not reading that right.
It's actually, yeah.
Let me rephrase.
Pretty.
The misconceived stringent copyright guidelines. They are not as stringent as people were thinking. They just didn't read the whole fucking thing, which is, you know, important, they tell me. But yeah, so he does one every other Thursday. There's a shitload of good stuff out there. I'd go find it.
Oh, Maeve.
Oh, Maeve, right? Maeve has a thing. Maeve, give me details because I never remember.
It's in chat.
It's in chat. Okay.
The Chronically Witchy podcast is
yes.
on Wednesday nights at 8 Eastern.
Ah, yes, Chronically Witchy.
Chronically.
We like Maeve.
We do like... Well, Maeve is here for every damn one of our streams. I can't say that I'm arguing too hard. We love you, Maeve.
Very much so.
And she came to us from TikTok, actually.
Oh, okay.
So...
I'll tell you what,
person.
while we're waiting for Phoenix, we'll just kind of continue on and catch Phoenix up, I think, at this point, because I fear it may take them a few moments, considering it's already taken a few moments. So I will assume then that Rhiannon will gather the group of you, and when you guys have taken your last nervous gulp, do you then teleport out, or is there something you want to do first, Ember?
Crap. No. Never mind.
Okay.
I can't expend the spell slot.
Fair enough.
We
Can't
didn't rest
won't.
before we're going, guys.
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, I was being sarcastic.
We're not going in this full. I want you to know.
We're not? Why aren't we?
I would say.
I
got spell slots missing.
Well, then let's do this, because you should probably be fully rested. So if we didn't cover it or I forgot to explain it. We'll go back and retcon slightly. When you had the dinner and talking to
Okay.
the Coglin dragon,
Then we rested after?
you would have rested after that.
Okay, then I will reset me and Narashti because she's got...
So yeah, go ahead and reset. Everybody's had a long rest. I'm evil, but I'm not a dick. I'll let you...
Yeah, because Narashi's got hit points missing.
I said those very words last night.
Wait, how do I do long rest on Narashti?
Oh, you might not be able to edit her.
I don't have edit capability.
I got it. I can give her a long rest.
This is gonna be hard to Jaeger. Oh my god, it really is. Like, Mercury didn't get the frickin' memo. It's supposed to start tomorrow. Maeve, I don't understand. We're not adults. We're not.
Squeaky. Squeaky. All right.
Squeakity, squeaker.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
No, it's not.
We're still down to Phoenix, damn it.
Yeah. We're down a Phoenix. We're down a Hannah.
Oh.
It's all right. Phoenix will come back.
See, that's a Phoenix joke, and I feel like I need to hit you for it.
I love it.
And the funny thing was I wasn't paying nearly enough attention to what he was saying because I was trying to set it up. But as soon as you said that, I had to start chuckling because you're absolutely right. That is a beautiful feeling.
They will rise again.
I hate you all.
Oh, come on. It's not any worse than the puns I made last night.
No, those were pretty epic as well, you dick.
Yeah, come on, let's go. This game too. Don't leave me hanging.
Well, let's just be fair. Schmoopsy just woke up about 2 minutes before they rolled onto stream.
That is true.
Let's give the guy a little break here. Let him wake up a little bit.
I mean, we need some stuff to happen for me to make puns on.
Yeah, things like not having Phoenix off stream. For the record, I am in no way, shape, or form blaming Phoenix. I am just really annoyed that their internet has chosen this moment.
The internet decided to pull a Phoenix and go flaming into the night.
The tech gremlins are out in full force today.
Well, see, we've got Mercury in retrograde starting tomorrow, but apparently Mercury didn't get the frickin' memo and decided to start early.
Fuck Mercury.
Right?
Hey, it's a Phoenix.
Gonna be a bumpy one, folks. Buckle in.
Hi, babe.
Okay.
And if I was way more professional about this, I would have set the map and camera up beforehand. But
know.
Stop this professional nonsense.
Who the
You're supposed to be professionals?
We don't know that.
This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Semi-professional? I don't know. I got nothing. Welcome back, Phoenix. We missed you.
Oh, fuck me.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
A whole lot of vamping.
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
A lot of vamping. That's
I yelled at Kira. Kira yelled back.
It's assuming that unless there's anything else you needed to get done, that you are then going to...
Oh, if you have not reset your spells,
Yeah,
For
you
a
do have a
long
long
rest?
rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't.
I think I did. Oh, I did not. Okay. Well, we'll do
I
a long
was not the
rest.
only one.
Okay.
I feel vindicated now.
Vindicated!
Vindicated!
Okay. I am in a dizzying amount of pain, but I'm here and I'm good to go. So, let's do this.
All right, and everybody's in the place that they ought to be. Okay, whew.
I feel you. I'm getting high as is.
So, and I'm sorry you're not feeling well. We'll get you through this. Have you fight, kill some dragons.
Just the one, right?
What? Why was that plural?
God damn it, Brian.
So with that, then you use one of the scrolls to teleport then to Newthrone?
I sure do.
All right. And you appear in a, well, more or less of a kind of a town square with a very large well, apparently. And as I keep making adjustments to the camera for probably no reason. And you see that as you appear, it is early morning. And you do hear what sounds to be like an alarm bell going off. And you do see people are kind of, for the most part, kind of huddling off to the sides or under eaves. You see some of the a mishmash of some you're guessing lizard folk and maybe even some dragonborn, as well as whatever Corvarian immigrants to this area, a smattering of humans and elves and half-elves and halflings and dwarves and all, your various folk as well. But you see they are, some are rushing about either trying to get children undercover or people undercover that are non-combatants. You see there are a few that are kind of sitting there and taking pot shots as...
Lost her again. Them again.
As you do see the shadow of a dragon pass over.
What color?
The shadow's probably kind of dark.
F you.
You are paying attention. You see that there are...
I mean, we know that dragons are going to be in the area, so I'm assuming we're going to be hyper vigilant.
So some of these dragons are...
Why plural? You're saying plural. What? How many?
Well, you're not sure as to an exact count. But you do see there are... there does appear to be a...
Wait. Narashki has a thing. We might know the count.
Fair enough. But you do see a small black dragon. And when I say small, I mean still about the size of a horse.
Okay.
You do see that does fly. The dragons are for the most part doing kind of flyby attacks and more sort of not as much as inflicting damage per se as they are kind of inflicting terror more than anything. But you do see every once in a while a black dragon will fly by and spew a gout of acid that will start eating away at things. You see a blue dragon will fly by and again about the size of a horse. So from what you know of these creatures, definitely younger dragons, but still very deadly. but the blue dragon shoots out a line of electricity that just tears up the ground and then hits a hut that causes it to potentially, kind of go kaplooey.
Okay, so I am on my phone.
Okay.
Because I don't know what the fuck is going on with my internet, and it's just making me angry. So I am here. I will not be on video
it's fair.
until my internet unfucks itself. And be patient, because I will be doing everything from my phone, including D&D Beyond. So
no worries.
It's all good. It's all good.
We love you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Are the dragons saying anything? Because Narashti does have Draconic as a language.
They do not appear to be.
Just shouting profanities.
They're dragons?
Right.
Yeah, so as a quick recap, for Phoenix, we arrived in a square. There's a big fucking well in the center of the square. A bunch of people are getting shuffled around as they're trying to get non-combatants off the streets. There is a little bit of resistance being mounted, but not over much. There appears to be a number of different styles of dragons, mostly black and green, correct?
Black and green and blue.
Flying overhead and just generally being assholes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, so you see most people are ducking under cover. You see other than, truthfully, being that this is a bit more of a frontier-ish town, people tend to be running a little bit more armed and armored. So other than those few that are non-combatants, which are more like the children that are not old enough to fight, or the elderly that are not
young enough to fight,
that everybody else seems to be at least like ducking under cover and firing off arrows when the dragons do pass. And it's not that the dragons are like constantly going back and forth and over, but they like every minute or so, one of the dragons will make a pass and start doing damage. And then, you'll see the archers pop out and start firing off.
Okay, so when we do land and we see those, Narashti is going to expend one of her spell slots for Primeval Awareness.
Primeval Awareness?
Yeah, which within 1 mile, I will know of any aberration, celestials, dragons, elemental, fae, fiends, or undead present. Oh, never mind. It just is a pinger. It doesn't tell me how many.
Okay.
Just that there are?
Just that there are.
Okay.
But it's something she would have done auto. I know that.
Sure.
So I'm expending a spell slot for it.
Okay. She's most definitely sensing dragons.
But hey.
Within a mile.
So none of the other things. So call it an upside.
None of the other things.
We'll take what we can get at this point.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Please remind me. What was the bar? Did we come up with a name of the bar that they were setting up?
I don't think so. Other than to say that it was...
Okay.
The Wonky Wyvern.
Because admittedly, you had not gotten there to set it up yourself, and they had just gotten here about maybe a month or 2 months ago. So I will let it be up to you. What would you like to call it?
Give me Give me a few minutes.
You stew upon that. And meanwhile, as far as for the rest of you, what do you? I guess what do you do? These currently you kind of appear out in the open, but yeah, and you do see some of the people that are the archers or people with crossbows or whatever, like get out of there, like they're. I mean, they don't know who you are necessarily, but
I'm gonna look around for somebody. Like, there's the archers. There's people who are actively engaging with the dragons as they're flying overhead. Is there anybody that looks like they're at least nominally in charge?
Any soldiers?
Not necessarily in this area. I mean, so here's the thing. I mean, some of these people are looking like they're more soldiers or warrior types, but you get the sense that it's more of a
mishmash.
Kind of a mishmash, because it's kind of almost like more of a militia as far as brought together. That doesn't necessarily decrease their combative capabilities, because again, they all live in a freaking acid-spewed jungle that runs around with lizard folk that poison people and demons and fiends and shit. So, and dragons. So, they're used to dealing with
stuff.
I'd like to run over to the guy that has any amount of decent armor on.
Okay.
Like, more than just a shirt.
Sure. So tell you what, we'll just say you kind of run over here under the eave of this building, where you do see there is a actually it looks like a big kind of silver scaled dragonborn who is
Does he look bloodied?
No. I mean, well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. You haven't. I mean, other than Lady Oratala, you haven't come across a ton of Dragonborn. Some of his scales look a little, for lack of a better term, almost kind of bruised, but for the most part, doesn't seem to pay it much attention and is just kind of firing off shots. And like one of the dragons makes a pass and you see him fire off 2 shots, and you hear it kind of squeal and roar out in pain and kind of veer away.
Nice shooting. Do you know who the flaming rabbits are?
Yeah.
Do you know where they're stationed?
Yeah, the infirmary's like 2 blocks down. Any of you guys wounded?
Nope. Are you?
Oh, this ain't nothing.
First level cure wounds on him.
Okay.
He heals. Come on. D&D Beyond. Hey, come on.
D&D Beyond. That's not the song.
Oh. Oops, I was pressing the wrong button. He heals 8.
Okay. And you see first he's a little confused, like, hey, what's going on? And then you kind of, and he's like, oh, what's your name?
Ember.
And he kind of puts a big, meaty hand on your shoulder and goes, thanks, Ember. Now,
Stay safe. And I jog back over.
Yeah, tell you guys to get the hell out of the way. The dragons will pick off people sitting out in the open.
I flash him a big smile and I go, don't worry about it, honey. And I just lightly jog over, just kind of skipping.
As you
and,
come,
and you can have it even hear him say, it's like, I think she's a little bit crazy, but I'm beginning to like it. And then like fires
as Ember jogs back over, Gavin's gonna look at her. He's like, "Do you know if he's seen the big one?"
Haven't haven't a clue, but I know where the infirmary is, and I'm headed over there.
Right behind you. Hey, Silver! You seen a big one yet?
No. Well...
Duck!
It flew over yesterday. Before the assault, the siege started. But haven't seen it since.
Okay.
There.
It's probably coming back. And he will then follow behind Ember.
What's your name?
Ezekiel.
As I'm running.
Sure, Ezekiel, yeah.
Ezekiel, I'll write a song for you.
Oh.
I love you.
Thanks.
Don't die.
Try not to.
Or die heroically so the song will be epic.
Okay.
I'm so here for it.
And you see he smiles, but he's looking a bit confused because this has been, like, first you guys showed up out of nowhere, which, okay, is a surprise, but, you know, magic exists in this world, so it's not like the end of everything, you know, like, oh, okay. But then, like, that whole conversation is like, so he's kind of like, I don't know what just happened here. Like,
okay. And then as I'm leaving, I'm going to blow him a kiss. But as I blow him a kiss, I'm also casting dancing lights. So it's like my kiss dances towards him and just circles around him and then just goes poof and it dissipates. Yeah, I'm going to be in his dreams for so long.
And poor guy's going to think he's hallucinating from battle stress.
Right?
Hey, little column A, little column B, you know.
It's a little too much fog of war for me. Jesus.
You do head towards the infirmary. Are you just trying to kind of get there as fast as you can, or are you trying to be sort of stealthy and take cover? Like what?
Nope. I'm beelining.
Okay.
As I'm shouting to everyone else, Kira and Tasha.
Okay.
And then we're this way.
The dragons don't have that great perception and see any of you, or at least, let's rephrase, they may see you, but they seem to be going after other targets of opportunity and do not necessarily go after you all. You do head a couple blocks down, and sure enough, you see there is a tavern door. You see there are a couple of people posted that have kind of barricaded it to an extent and made some barricades, and you see some more archers kind of doing various things. You do see, well, Ember, we gave you time. Have you figured out what the name of the place is? So tell you what, I'll make it up for now, and we can change it later.
Yeah.
You see, it looks like you see a sign. Like there's no words.
I mean, they just bought it, so it's rebranding time.
There's no words written, but you do see a wooden sign that's kind of kiltered off to the side a little bit because it looks like one of the chains on to hang it up is kind of loose. But you see what looks like a fiery red rabbit surrounded by a black circle.
Yeah.
Which we'll say Ezekiel had mentioned was called the rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I like that.
And you see some of the people that are sitting there that kind of look at you funny, but then they're being that you're not dragonborn or lizard folk that looks like they would be attacking the place, they kind of gesture you to kind of come forth. As you see, again, they're still kind of like taking pot shots at the dragons. You do notice there are, since you're kind of getting a little bit closer to, I'd say slightly closer towards the edge of the town, you do see that there are some barricades. Well, I mean, the town has a wall ringed around it because, again, evil jungle of doom outside. But you see the walls are being manned and manned much more thoroughly with people that are taking shots and shooting off and fighting invaders and all that kind of stuff. But you enter in, and sure enough, you do see there is a the tavern, as it were, looks to have been kind of converted into some sort of infirmary. You see several tables kind of lined up side by side with people laying down on them with various injuries. Some that are more like, arrows protruding out of people, but you do see some have either burns or whether it be from, unfortunately, acid or lightning or what have you. But you guys have seen the devastation dragons can ring, and you definitely see people being affected by it. And sure enough, you see kind of running around. You see Kira actually running around, barking orders at Coop and Tosh as they're and you see that her arms are kind of covered in sort of blood from and whatnot, and as you see, she's like, her bedside manner is probably the equivalent to a like a drunken raver, because she's like, because you see she'll like just kind of like, I'm gonna pull it out on 3, and then like quit your whining, and then like cast a spell or something to heal it up, and it's like totally, and it's like not really paying any attention. And
Kira is the medieval equivalent of Dr. House, is what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Yeah, if Dr. House was drunk and went to us and was a soccer hooligan as well, then yeah.
Well, drunk, yes. Well, on painkillers all the time.
And Hugh Laurie is English. We don't know what he does in his spare time.
That's true.
That's fair.
He definitely drinks.
But you see,
by the way, Nick has redeemed 6 hydrates, so get drinking, folks.
Woo! But you do see Tosh and Cooper also helping out as best they can, whether it be just moving people in and out, or getting them bandaged, or grabbing more bandages, or what have you. And there are a couple of people that have healing training, but you do see that it appears for the most part that Kira at this point is seems Kira and it seems to have some the only one around currently that seems to have any magical healing capabilities. For most of them, it's more healing kits and first aid kind of things.
I just burst through the door. Woman! You have explaining to do!
And you see she kind of looks up and she's like,
Yeah, this is not in your head!
Fucking A, just give me a moment. And then she's like,
ass over here!
and you see she like finishes up this and is like, hold that down or else they'll bleed to death. And then kind of runs over, and she just runs over and kind of jumps up.
I give her a big kiss.
Sorry,
Yeah.
She hands her intern the veins that she's holding. Here, pinch this, or he's going to bleed to death, and go gives her wife a kiss.
Pretty much.
That tracks, though.
And the poor intern's like, what
all
the
right, now
fuck?
finish your job, and then we'll talk.
All right. Sorry, I got some blood on you. It's a thing. And then she runs back to help.
My dad isn't in here by chance.
He is not.
Okay. I will pull out my wand of sending, because I think my sending stone I can only use once a day.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I think that's...
I'll pull out my wand of sending. Hi, Dad. We're at the rabbit hole? Where are you?
And you hear kind of a, holy shit, wasn't expecting you back so... Right, words. We'll be there in a couple of minutes. Stay put.
Okay.
Love you. Is that enough words? I don't... And then that's kind of where it cuts off.
I run around and I also give Tosh and Coop a hug and a kiss.
They give you a big hug and a kiss as well.
All right, guys, give us the 411. Last time that the big guy showed up, how many little guys? What do we got?
So yesterday, this extremely large green dragon flew over, kind of roaring and announcing asking for surrender, whatever, but then the townsfolk shot at it and said very well, and then the siege started happening. Well, they started late morning, but we're ready for those fuckers. They weren't gonna. We'd already been. I mean, the town's already prepared for normal dealing with jungle crap, but we've been reinforcing it since. Some of the tracker guys have been kind of taking charge. Some of the more veterans, I guess you could call it. I don't know. But we, once the attack started, we kind of, some of the places got kind of converted, and somebody, people recognized that Kira had the mark she has, so asked her to help, and we're helping, and it's been just kind of chaos, just fucking chaos. Don't know how many of the smaller dragons necessarily, but they killed at least 2 of them.
Nice.
Where's the, is there a command center anywhere, or is it just all...
My dad is on his way here, just FYI.
Is there a command center, or is there all just individual militiamen?
That's a great question. Don't really know, because we've been here pretty much the entire time, just taking care of wounded. I think there might be some people in the mayor's place, or there was at some point until it got destroyed. I don't really know what's going on. Did the green dragon
destroy it?
Huh?
Did the green dragon destroy it, or just the little dragons?
The smaller ones.
Okay.
Actually, it's where one of the smaller ones... It seems so weird to say that, because they're like the size of a freaking horse, but one of the smaller ones was actually taken out then, if I recall.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, honey. It's been fucking chaos. Would you quit fucking...
Understandable, but you should have called me. I'm not happy that none of you called me. All 3 of you have this freaking necklace. And I proceed to give him a lecture.
Okay. And as Ember proceeds to give a stern talking down to the flaming rabbits, which you realize from how they're reacting to it is probably not the first time nor the last that this particular sort of event has happened.
They're literally going about doing their tasks, and I'm just walking behind them, yelling at them as they're going along.
But there seems to be sort of a familiarity of it that they kind of, yeah. So, yeah. But you see a few minutes later, Rhiannon, your father and, of all people, Meredith, Madani, come walking in. You notice they are both, they look a little disheveled, like, they've been dealing with fighting and attacking stuff, but you see they both approach.
I did not expect to see you here. To Meredith.
Yeah, well, you said you found your mom, so...
You could give a girl a heads up.
Why would I want to do that when the look on your face is priceless?
Oh my god, the lack of communication.
Okay, so all of this reuniting is great. Is there a command structure at all, or is this every man for himself at this point?
I'm 100% like hugging them both as Gavin's like, yeah. Let's get on with this.
I've been patient. I'm done.
And you see Kartha's like, yeah, they're what's left of the town leaders is kind of holed up in the Church of the Silver Flame. Since it's a stone structure, it's a little bit more durable than the mayor's estate that got destroyed.
Based on what you know about them, are they worth talking to, or do we just want to do this thing from here?
Well, it's a great question. To be honest, we've been kind of running. We're kind of broken up into different groups trying to fight off the hordes, as it were, and kind of organizing the chaos as best as I can say. As far as admittedly, I can't take too terribly long. I got to get back out there, but Meredith kind of actually showed up just a few days ago, and she's been kind of running in between places to maybe she can give you a little bit more of a heads up, I guess. I got to get back out there.
Before you go, do we have any information on where Verdum is? The big one?
The big green one?
Mm-hmm. Do we know where he's at?
I don't know exactly, but if it were... The big green one, I think, has an ego the size of a dragon. So, just judging from how it was going to declare doom on us all. I mean, if it were me, and I were an egotistical bastard with draconic power, I'd probably be holed up on the... There is the Bone Hill. It's... granted, it was... well, they call it that. It's like a kind of a burial ground... for some of the lizard folk tribes, but they bury him kind of above ground. It's a... Sorry, there's a lot going on. Not a whole lot of time to explain, but it's kind of it's sort of a ritually sacred space for a lot of the lizard folk tribes that were specifically from this area. But the thing is the hill does kind of overlook the town a little bit.
He'd be up there watching.
If I was an egotistical bastard that wanted to see my people run ramshot over everything, I'd probably sit there for the best view. That's just me, but sweetie, I'm sorry. He gives you a kiss on the forehead. It's like, I gotta go.
We got this. Go do your thing.
And you see he kind of rushes back out. And you see he gives kind of Meredith this look like, yeah, you're not quite necessarily kind of part concerned, but also part like maybe a little conflict. You're not quite necessarily sensitive. There's definitely kind of something going on. Like there's something left unsaid between the two of them a little bit, but he proceeds to head out and he does mention that he's on the if you need to get a hold of him specifically, he's on the east wall. And he proceeds to head out. And disappears rather quickly because I imagine he's probably... I haven't actually made any stats for him because I may decide to have you do that actually, but I imagine he is leading a lot of Ranger in some of this stuff, yeah.
That was where I had kind of assumed he would.
I'm going to glance over at Meredith. Is there a large open space in the city that has already been evacuated for the most part?
Well, any of the major clearings, I mean, there's a thing a couple blocks down, kind of an open area that, most people are taking cover, trying to get out of the way. So, I mean, yeah, there are some open spaces. There's a market area that got pretty much torn to shreds, but it was more like stalls and stuff, so it's kind of roughshod, but it's also a fairly open area.
I look at the rest of the group. I say we go stand there and just call him the fuck out with the wand of sending.
I mean, I have zero issues calling someone out via the wand of sending, as we've seen. However, perhaps outside of the city would be better. I worry about collateral damage if he comes down here.
Same.
Agreed.
Is there an area out, like, just outside the city? Like, even if it's just outside the walls or something where we could conceivably...
Is the city full-on besieged? Like, are they using Dragonborn as actual troops to, like, keep the city, the people in the city?
So, yes, the city is being... Meredith lets you know the city is being besieged, as it were. They haven't gotten past the walls and whatnot. The people here are fairly hardy, so it's they're, other than the few that break due to the fright of a flying dragon flying over, for the most part, they all seem to be just kind of taking up arms and defending as best they can. But they, and admittedly having the reinforcements of those certain lizard folk and Dragonborn tribes coming in to aid them has helped kind of man the gates, so to speak. So far, none of their forces have necessarily gotten into the city, or if they have, they've been quickly repelled back. However, it's only day one of the fight. As far as I can tell, there's at least one black, blue, and green dragon of a younger size flying around doing stuff. There were two others, but so far they were taken down, which is why they're only kind of doing passing attacks and kind of terrorizing things more than anything.
So how do we get outside the city to challenge him there?
Yeah, is there an open area outside the walls?
Well, it's going to be... I'm not going to say it's not possible, but it's going to be tough because it probably involves either using some magic or being stealthy as hell to try and get the hell get past the fighting.
That's not likely to happen. Honestly, if we're gonna use magic to get anywhere, we should just use magic to get up to the Bone Hill.
Hmm.
I don't have a way to get us there. I've got one scroll left, and that's to get us the fuck out.
So
Then our other option is to find as clear a place as we can in the city and call them out.
So your goal is to take on the big green?
Yes.
Yes.
All of them. They're all gonna die.
Preferably not at the same time, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling if we pick off another one of the little ones, Big Mama's gonna show up.
Well,
Wait, when did they knock down that younger one?
That was actually when they first started attacking. The dragons kind of jumped on the. They kind of knew they must have had people inside, kind of casing the place ahead of time. Would be my guess. I mean, it's what I would do. But they knew where they were going, so the young dragons, they all kind of came in and just the crap out of it.
That was this morning?
And that was, that was after what do you call it, Verdun? After Verdun apparently flew over and made their announcement. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the thing.
Crap.
I can get you out there. Well, I could get us out there, but I can't get us back.
I mean, one way or another, this is going to be a one-way ticket, right?
Yep.
That was more aimed at the rest of the group, less than Meredith.
Well, one-way ticket to hell, boys and girls. Let's go.
Look, he's not going to expect, if your father is right and he's up on the fucking bone, whoever the fuck, whatever their pronouns are, whatever they are, if they're up on the fucking bone hill, they're not going to be expecting somebody to just show up and bushwhack them in their actual seat of power. So let's go, let's murder the fucker, and call it done.
Okay.
Okay. Before we do this, Green Dragon. Yeah?
Yeah. Acid.
What do we know about weak points, strong points, the whole deal, Narashti, as I look at her, because her favorite enemy is dragons. She has fucking advantages up the wazoo.
And go ahead and make a, I'd probably say either Arcana or maybe Nature.
Let's see.
Okay, you roll. I'm going to pee. I'll be right back.
It's intelligence to recall. You said...
Yeah, so intelligence and then either Arcana or I'd even say Nature. The trick is, depending on which skill you use, you'll get some different information.
She has horrible intelligence. Rose. She's not trained in Arcana or Nature.
Okay.
Holy
Rose. Just intelligence? But
she is survival and stealth. Man. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, it's straight up intelligence roll.
Okay. But she gets because it's her favorite,
I get advantage.
She gets advantage? Okay.
She gets advantage.
Oh, that helps.
Okay. Let me refresh Narashti's page.
I admit I've had more than a few characters with a 10 stat where advantage has saved the day.
Still not working, so I gotta do this via Ember. Okay. That's fine. Great. Ooh, nice! I got
Holy hell.
17 plus 2, 19.
19. All right. So you know this much about green dragons. First and foremost, they are amphibious. The poisons have no effect on them, and they typically do poison damage both with their bite and with their breath, which is usually a cone of sorts.
Got it.
Poison, not acid?
Poison.
Oh, I thought green dragons.
Because black is acid.
Mm.
And funny enough, in 3rd edition D&D, greens, I think, did acid damage. And then in 2nd edition, they did chlorine gas, which was its own whole thing. So they kind of, for 5th ed, brought it back a little bit with the poison, since they added poison as a damage type. Kind of bring it back, sir. But they can fly. They can swim. Hence the being amphibious. That's all you kind of get as far as kind of specifics. So yeah. If that, for what that's worth, that's what she kind of knows and is able to relate to everybody.
Oh. Kira could tell us if that dragon's within 5 miles.
Who can?
Kira. Describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant. Oh, it's not a beast. Dragons are they?
Dragons are not beasts, they are dragons.
Crap! Oh. Well, that was almost cool. Okay.
So then, just to verify, the intent is to Meredith will teleport to the Hill of Bones and then shit goes down?
Well, we have that, or we could pin down one of the younger dragons and find out exactly where Verdum is, with the possibility of tipping our hand.
But that's also expending a lot of magic and healing to get down that young dragon, only to get gobsmacked by the big one.
So do we gamble on the fact that, I say his name, but I can't remember his name, Rhiannon's dad? No, Rhiannon's dad.
Karth?
Oh,
Karth.
Rhiannon's.
Do we bank on the fact that Rhiannon's dad, or that Karth knows what the fuck he's talking about, or do we take the safe route? I'm inclined to lean towards just fucking let's pull the trigger and do this.
I'm of the same, because my rabbits are in danger.
Yeah, the longer this drags out, the more casualties there'll be, so.
And Mama Rabbit is not happy.
Fucking Ezekiel's in danger, man. That guy's my new hero.
Yeah! Hashtag save Ezekiel.
Right.
You know what? That settles it. We gotta go. We gotta just go.
We gotta save Ezekiel.
All right. So you see Meredith nods like, all right, everybody put your hands in.
Kira, I love you.
Do we need to do any buffs before we go?
And
I have
you
a
see,
I
and
have a
she yells,
logistical.
I love you too!
I have a logistical question for the DM.
Yes.
Can I cast and hold a spell until the last possible moment?
It's one action. You can hold a spell for like a action.
Yeah, that's essentially what readying a spell is. You cast it, but wait until the triggering action. But if the triggering action doesn't come before your next turn, the spell is just lost.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I just sort of pat like shoulder bump Amaya, and I will cast haste on Amaya.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, damn.
Go do some fucking dope ass monk shit.
Yeah, hang
Times
on.
two.
Let me see what Narashi's got, if she's got any buffy things.
Well, fuck it. I'm going to throw up Armor of Agathis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Pointy?
That's exactly where I went to, buddy.
Glad somebody else went there with me.
Narashi is going to cast protection from evil and good.
Okay. And who is she casting that on herself?
If the target, yes, I don't think she can do it for more than one. I think that's only herself.
Right, but she can pick a target. It doesn't necessarily have to be herself. That's why I'm just.
You know what? She's gonna touch. She's gonna touch Amaya.
Amaya, all our hopes are with you now.
Amaya goes in front of Narashi, so.
That's true. Narashi does tend to go.
And this is protection from good and evil?
Yes. We're protected against all of the things except for dragon. So, if there's other shit, you're good.
Here for it. All right.
I just cast a useless thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do a thing! It means nothing!
If you want, I mean, Narashi knows what her stuff does.
You can take it back.
I can see you're casting it though. We're gonna go with it.
Okay.
I mean, I casted it at first level. It's only a first level thing. It's fine. I
And
still
admittedly, I don't
can't. I
even
still
think it
can't
levels
edit
up.
Narashi's page.
All right. Is there any last buffing?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So Meredith draws her scimitar, and then it's like, all right, everybody, hands in.
Do this.
Not nighttime, right?
No, this is during the day.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm not gonna cast anything because otherwise I would have cast Dark Vision.
Gotcha.
All right, hands in, team.
And go.
And poof, you all teleport. And so tell you what, it's we're gonna do a brief. This seems like as good as any time to do a brief break before we get into a combat. So it's 2:52. Let's get back at 3.
Done.
So
Easy
kind
enough.
of a brief little 7-8 minute break,
All right, we'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
and we will be back in a moment.
All right.
Okie dokie.
back, everybody. And so the chaos begins. So Meredith says hands in. Everybody puts their hands in. She casts her spell and puts her hand on everybody else's, and you feel all of a sudden like your body turns to nothing and comes back. It's a kind of a little bit disorientating, but you guys have done it now a few times. And you appear on the top of a hill. And actually, it looks like the hill may have even been something like a structure or something, because it's kind of tiered a little bit. The upper tiers, which is where you're at, so it kind of keeps tearing down, as it were. So like this area here is roughly about 5 feet lower than the top here, and kind of like there's probably like another tier out where it's another and another, so on and so forth. All of these kind of funky little structures you see are different. They are different. They're like poles that are kind of planted into the ground that build a platform that's about 5 to 10 feet high, somewhere in there. And on top of each of these platforms, and they're all tied together with like vines and stuff that have been, or different sorts of hemp ropes or whatever. But on top of each of these platforms is a corpse, kind of a, for lack of a better term, sort of a mummified corpse of, it looks like different, you're guessing from the skeletal structures and whatnot, different lizard folk, or lizard type folks, because you see a lot of skulls with sort of elongated snout and the kind of this very savage, sharp, kind of pointy teeth. And so with a pop and that sort of distortion of bending space-time, all of a sudden you appear. And that is all you seem to see at the moment, is just you see all these different stands, again, at different kind of levels, and they kind of continue down each tier of the hill. You see more of these things as you kind of tear down, but you appear at the top, because admittedly that's where Meredith could kind of see and teleport people.
I'm going to scan the skies. Sorry, I'm off camera because I'm chewing. I'm going to scan the skies to see if I can't pick out Verdum.
Okay. I would like everybody to make a perception roll.
Does Narashti feel the ping of dragons within 1 mile?
Yes, but the town is still within that range too.
Just making sure that the ping is still going.
Yep. And sure enough, you can see, I mean, the hill is, maybe about a half a mile or so from the town. So you do see, like, off in the distance, the town getting attacked. You see a couple of the smaller dragons, circling around and making passes. And every once in a while, you'll see like a spew of acid, or you'll see, you hear a patchoum of thunder as you'll see lightning kind of spew out of one of these things. And you see like the fires and the screaming and all that kind of stuff.
The fires and the screaming and the Glaven. I rolled a nat 20 for a total of 20.
I got an 18.
Perception?
Yes.
Narashi's got 19. Ember has 14.
And
Okay.
Amaya rolled very poorly and got an 11.
Okay. The hill is eerily quiet. Now, granted, at the bottom of the hill, which is probably maybe about 100 yards, you do see there are signs of like an encampment of sorts, like where Verdum's forces were kind of setting up their base of operations. But you don't see that they necessarily have any people on the hill, as it were.
I would like to cast See Invisibility.
Okay. Do me a favor, Rhiannon. Roll initiative.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
That's not fucking nerve-wracking at all. That's an 18. My mod is a +2.
Okay. So you cast See Invisibility
I do.
as one of the kind of mounds. You hear this sort of almost like a hissing intake, as all of a sudden a cone of noxious green gas floods out, and I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Nick.
I'm not awful at those. $22 for Rhiannon.
22 succeeds.
Spooksy, you need to stop rolling with D&D Beyond.
Meredith succeeds.
I'm just getting the bad rolls out of the way when it doesn't really matter.
You say that now. I had a 17, Brian.
You have a 17. Unfortunately, that fails.
Ember got a nat 20 for a total of 20.
So you succeed then.
Narashti. Rock!
Ooh, that's no good.
In A. Got a total of a 10.
So Narashti and Gavin failed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For those that fail, you'll take 56 poison damage.
Is it bad that after last night's game, I'm like, oh, 56, that's not too bad.
Everybody
not
else,
91.
Yeah, doesn't she have a rogue thing?
everybody else
Evasion.
takes half that damage, so it'll be 28.
28. I think it's only for dex saves, though, Ember.
It
It
is.
is.
Fuck.
And now we need to roll initiative. As you see Verdum kind of pops out of almost kind of out of the ground, you see its massive fanged maws like just growling at you.
Do you want me to keep my 18, or do you want me to reroll?
You can keep your 18.
Wait, okay, so the people that saved got half? Yeah?
Right. So
Yeah.
the half was the 28 damage.
Sorry. Okay.
Oh, it's all right.
I got this.
Me getting the low rolls out of the way when it doesn't matter, because guess who's immune to poison?
Gavin, can you update Narashti?
I did already. Go ahead and refresh.
Thank you.
I will keep track of like her damage and shit if you just want to call out what she's doing.
Okay, bravo.
We'll Jaeger together.
I like it.
Pacific Rim it.
You're lucky I like you.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
I mean, he just does it to get the look of pain on my face. It's the whole point.
So when
I mean,
you're ready,
that's true.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Meredith rolled crappily and got a 7.
Oh, does she have a mod?
Her modifier is +4.
Oh, shit.
Her modifier is +4?
Initiative is plus...
Fuck.
Now, I will say, Verdum is, at least I'm somewhat consistent. Verdum got
Oh, now I
7
roll the nat 20 for Narashi.
7 with the +1.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I need Gavin, Ember, and Narashti.
So, Narashti, I just rolled a nat 24. So that's a total of 23. I'm so sorry, Hannah. Don't.
Okay. For Ember?
And Ember is at 20.
What's your modifier?
+4.
And I need Gavin.
19 with a +3.
And Amaya was 21 with a +4.
Yep, I got you because yours I saw in D&D Beyond.
I just figured I'd say for our viewers.
Oh, yes, thank you.
For those at home.
For those of you at home, for our viewers watching from home, we're all gonna die.
For Maeve.
It's fine.
We're not gonna die. It's fine. I had 20 temporary hit points.
I've got 4 oops stones.
Those
We're
are
good.
gonna be super.
As long as I don't die.
Awesome. Okay, top of the round is Narashti with that nat 20. Amaya, you are on deck.
It's kind
Which
of
is
on
one of our-
brand that Narashti's first.
And as a reminder, Narashti is right here. She's the
Pink. Okay, so
She is also one of our group healers, and a lot of us just took some damage.
yeah. So, first, because Narashti took a major hit. She's actually going to do 2nd level cure wounds on herself. So that's going to be 2d8 plus 3. Oh goody. So she heals herself a whole 9.
okay.
And then she is going to move.
Oh, sorry. Hold on just a moment. I almost forgot. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
She is going to move 15 feet directly north.
So like so?
Yep.
Okay.
And she's gonna, I don't know if she can attempt to hide.
She can hide as a bonus, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's
Well, she may
roguish
have
enough.
to go on the other side of that thing.
She could actually kind of duck underneath it to try and hide.
Yeah, she's gonna do that, and then bonus action hide.
Okay, go ahead and make your stealth roll, and then just keep track of it.
Let's see, stealth. Oh, good. Well, that's not spectacular, but okay, so she hides at a 22.
Okay.
I mean, it's a dragon. Dragons aren't exactly fooled.
Well, and just keep track of it.
It's fine. Yeah, we're good.
Mhm.
And that's all that she can do.
Okay, after Narashti.
I believe is me.
Yeah, is it Amaya, and then Ember is on deck.
All right. Question though: is haste still going on Amaya?
Been less than a minute. I popped
yeah, who
Amaya with
cast-
haste.
Haste is
Oh, fuck me. It's a...
concentration, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's half of 28? 14?
14.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not bad.
Nope. You're fine. I rolled a dirty 20.
Beautiful. Okay. Then Amaya is going to start charging at the dragon and kind of circle around behind it.
Yeah, because she's
So,
got fucking
35 will get you like there.
Yeah, with haste and my movement speed doubled, I have a speed of 100.
Yeah.
I just run around behind him.
Yeah.
And as I'm running forward and at it, and clearly not damaged at all from that, she's going to shout out, "Huh, that almost tickled." And then getting behind it is going to unload on it.
Okay.
punch it up the butt.
So we will start out 20 to hit.
Oh, actually, there is one thing. I do also need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw before we...
That's right. Dragon presence.
24.
You're fine. You can continue on with your action.
21.
You're fine.
Oh, Amber got a 3.
So, Ember, you will be frightened.
21.
Great.
21 is good. Meredith got an 18. She's okay.
Narashti actually has advantage. Hang on. Thank goodness, because I rolled shite. Oh, I rolled worse.
Ooh.
So Narashti's frightened.
Okay. So for those that are frightened, you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the dragon is in line of sight, and you cannot willingly move closer to the dragon.
Well, that's good. I didn't for Narashti.
And Narashi didn't, so you're good to go there. Everybody else is just fine and immune to it for 24 hours.
Beautiful. All right,
So
first
sorry,
attack was-
please continue your...
it's all good. First attack was a 20 to hit.
a 20 to hit?
Yep.
That hits.
All right, so that attack will deal, that wasn't a great die roll, 8 radiant damage.
Okay.
Second attack will be a 21 to hit.
That will also hit.
That will deal, not much better, 9 radiant damage.
Okay.
Haste attack, 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Dealing 10 radiant damage. I'm sensing a pattern here.
Hey, but it's easy math for me, and I appreciate that.
And then I'm going to use Key Point 2 Flurry of Blows to make 2 more attacks as a bonus action. So,
Okay.
First one, not as great, 16 to hit.
That will miss, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. And, last one was a nat 1.
That will also miss.
Ooh.
Fudge.
Still not the worst I could have done there.
So
And-
for the rest of you, you see Amaya with, even for the speed that you know she is normally used to, zips by in a blur, and then you just see flashes of light from behind the dragon as the dragon is roaring in pain. Just as Amaya just unleashes.
and that will be Amaya's turn.
Okay, it will take its first legendary action. Amaya, and it is, and actually it's going to use 2 actions to pop up. It's going to beat its wings. So Amaya, you're the only one within 10 feet. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okie dokie. 27.
Okay, so you are basically its wings creates this huge downdraft that would knock most people to the ground, but not you because you're fucking cool.
You are feeling my Leoben pain now, Brian.
I am indeed. However, the dragon does fly up, and basically starts just accelerating up, and flies up about 40 feet.
Ooh.
So I'm just gonna put my little die here because I don't. So the dragon is up 40 feet. And that is the end of its legendary action, which I believe then after Maya, who is next?
Ember with Gavin on deck.
And Verdum roars out in pain. Because, Amaya messed him up a little bit.
Ember. That's you, honey.
Oh my god.
We got you. It's okay.
Okay. Ember is terrified. She is going to.
Gavin is bloodied.
Gavin is the red one, yeah? So I don't have to move. Sweet. Alright. Gavin, you're gonna get a... Oh... Girder... Oh, wait. Sure. 4th level. Let's see. Yeah, 4th level. That's going to be Cure Wounds. Not the greatest roll, but 21. You heal.
Thank you. He's looking a lot healthier.
Bonus action. Shit. 5, 10, 15, 20. I think Narashti's 20 feet away from me. Yeah? Can you count it out?
Yeah, so let's see right here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet. However, Narashti is hidden.
Unless
Because
I see
Narashti's
her.
stealth, so you'd have to roll perception to see her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
searching is usually an action.
Oh shit. Okay.
No, Rashti
never
has
mind.
healing spells. She's fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Then I am going to throw inspiration to Amaya. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. 60 feet? Is Amaya within 60? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
5,
she's
10,
fine.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Amaya is in.
Then yeah, I'm gonna throw an inspiration to Amaya to fuck that dragon up the butt.
Can you see the dragon?
Yes.
Yep.
Still no.
D10.
I don't know if that helps.
Mine.
All right.
Well,
Nice.
now we can't see most of the map, though, Bri.
Yeah,
Give it. All right.
way too high.
Yeah, definitely
Okay.
too high if you can tip
You know,
it down.
don't worry about showing the dragon.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, actually.
Oh, there we
That's
go.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect there.
Oh, that's
great right there, yeah.
You're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
You got that.
Don't you
Well,
know?
I'm glad I could help there. Okay.
Well, that's just so nice of you.
Look,
Come on, Tim.
Can you tell the majority of us are from Minnesota?
Does anybody need a coffee?
yes.
Oh, I made some bars. Anybody want any bars?
Oh, I got a pot brewing.
I'm sorry,
Alright,
you made some
alright.
what?
Moving
Bar.
on. Moving on.
Bar. You want a bar?
No, but I could go for some hot dish.
Ooh,
I could go
a
for
really
some
good
hot
tater
dish right
hot
now,
dish.
actually.
Yeah.
I will make you some tater tot hot dish when you come up
Tater
there.
tot hot dish. You know,
Excellent.
some
All right,
goulash.
who's next?
Good goulash.
Goulash, man. Man, you're taking me back to like all the dishes I had growing up, not
Oh,
realizing
don't
they
you
were a
say it.
Minnesota
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, so good.
Killing me,
My mom
Smalls.
is from
Who's
Rochester.
next?
Who's next?
Gavin is next.
God damn
Gavin
it.
is next. Brianna's on deck.
Gavin points up at the dragon and shouts to it, shouts not to it, but just generally to the air, Tanaruk, take that bitch down! Summons the Tanaruk on the fucker's back.
Okay.
Fucking A. I'm
Medium-sized Minotaur
Duck.
demon.
On its back, so now it's gonna have to do deck saves to stay on, or all of a sudden this freaking thing is gonna start falling out of the sky.
Oh, it's fine.
He's
No.
fine.
I don't have my.
It's just raining,
Remind me, does a
Tanaruk.
Tanaruk have wings?
The Tanaruk does not have wings.
It needs a Red Bull.
Okay.
That's why it's on its back and not
So,
next to it.
I don't actually have a Tanaruk mini, so we're using the aspect of
It
Orcus.
works.
That works.
So, what I'm gonna say then, the Tanaruk has a choice. How many attacks does the Tanaruk get?
2.
So the Tanaruk can take 2 attacks and then fall. Or it can take 1 attack to attack it and then 1 attack to try to hold on for dear life and not fall.
I would like it to attack, or to hold on, and then attempt to grapple this thing's wings.
Okay, so then we'll say your first attack will be your attempt to grapple it. So go ahead and roll its athletics. Or
That's
strength, if it just has strength.
26?
Sorry, what'd you get?
2-6.
And actually, it got a 25. So, yes. The Tanaruk has effectively grappled the dragon.
Okay. It's then going to double down on that grapple and attempt to just ride that son of a bitch to the ground.
Well, now notice, a grapple, just the creature's speed becomes 0. Let's see.
Can he further that to restrain it, which then makes it so it can't fly?
Yeah, I thought once it's grappled that it can't fly anymore. It comes down.
Well, it's not just grappling the wings. Like, it's grasping the dragon's body and trying to pin whatever limbs it can get a hold of. However, I will say, if you want to make another grapple attempt to try to pin the wings, I'm okay with that.
Sure.
But the dragon going to resist because fuck that guy.
I can't move my camera. It's not going to focus. It's a nat 20.
All right, so both the dragon and the Tanaruk are going to crash down on the ground.
Oh no, Amaya.
So let's see, they were 40 feet up.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
She's got a good deck save.
She's got a great deck save, and she has evasion.
If I recall, it's a d6 for every 10 feet, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, so both the dragon and the Tanaruk are going to take 11 damage.
Okay. All right. So that.
And
Go ahead.
both are currently prone.
Okay. I am then going to spend sorcery points while you're taking the dragon back down to the earth to both quicken and twin Eldritch Blast, which is a cantrip, and therefore I can cast.
All right.
Okay. So that is going to be 4 Eldritch Blasts aimed at the dragon.
Okay.
Because fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
22.
22 will hit.
So fucking close. 28.
28 will hit.
23.
A 23 will hit.
And 28 again.
Okay, so you hit 4 times.
Sure did. $13 for the first. This is force damage.
Brain math. Okay.
10 for the second.
Okay.
11 for the third.
Okay.
And almost a ghetto crit. 14 for the fourth.
Okay. It's not happy.
And then I'm going to move away from the group because I don't want to stay clumped when this thing breathes again. Move me south 30 feet, please.
30 feet?
30 feet.
So that will take you down the hill then.
Okay, then just right to the edge.
Right there?
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
All right.
And actually, as he walks by, he'll real quick just kiss Rhiannon on the cheek, and he's like, "I took down a dragon, baby!" and keep going.
Good job. You're adorable. Okay, so Rhiannon is up with Meredith on deck.
It will then take another legendary action and is going to, in rage, do a tail swipe at, actually at the Tenor. Does 26 hit it?
Oh, yeah.
15 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. There's a reason I summoned the Tanaruk. It is made out of hit points. It's got more hit points than Gavin has.
It's fair. And now the dragon's legendary action is done.
Perfect. So is the dragon still restrained?
I'm going to say no because they both fell to the ground.
Okay. That determines what I do. So thank you for that.
And they are both technically prone for whatever that matters. I mean, it really doesn't matter for the dragon. The dragon is bigger than a pair of Clydesdales, but...
Am I the one in the middle there?
You are actually
Which
right
one is...
here.
Okay, that one is
And
me.
you're about 20 feet away from the dragon.
Oh, we don't like that at all. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I will move 30, my full, the east. Get me the fuck out of the way. Actually, I would like to be kind of, so to the northeast, that little pair of, yes, there. I want to be there.
Do you want to be right there?
I do. Yep.
Okay.
Because you said they're like 5 to 10 feet up, so like I can still see under them and stuff.
You can see under them. I would say, for if something was attacking from directly above,
yeah,
I would say it would probably give you a little cover.
Cool.
From the sides, not so much.
That's fine. It was more of a I just don't want to be right there.
Yeah.
20 feet from a dragon is way too close. And I am going to cast, I'm going to go ahead and cast Fireball there at 5th level. Don't you know? And I would like to cast it like at the northeast corner in a way that it only hits the dragon.
So like you're centering it
of,
kind of over here. So
as long as that's not going to hit Narashti.
Let me... Hold on just a moment.
It is a 20-foot radius, so that may not be possible.
If you have to throw it centered somewhere where it's going to hit somebody,
if it's going to hit somebody, it's going to hit Amaya because Amaya is far more likely to avoid the damage.
You will not hit Narashti.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I will do that then, and the dragon there needs to go ahead and make a dex save as I prepare the pain.
It got a 20.
That will save for half. 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. 9. One more die. 10. There we go. Okay. And I am going to spend some sorcery point, whatever sorcery points I have to spend to empower it so that I can re-roll some of my ones. So 1 sorcery point, that's fine. To remove the dice, we'll do that one and that one. And what are the 2s? Beautiful, that's much better. Okay, so 10, 20, 35, 38. So half of 38 is
4 plus 15, 19?
19? Yeah, so 19 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, because I almost forgot I could do this, because I never use this thing. As a bonus action, I am going to summon a Hound of Ill Omen. To target the dragon.
And how far away does it pop up from your...
It pops up anywhere within 120 feet of me.
And where would you like to put it then?
I would like to put it, I would like it to flank with Amaya.
On the same side as Amaya?
No, I would like it to flank with Amaya.
Flank. Okay.
There we go. And I will roll it. He gets his own initiative. That's not re-rolled, sorry. It's been a while since I've done this.
It's been a while since you've done a Hound.
Yeah. I don't use it
popped
very
up the
often.
Hound, yeah.
Oh, that was real good there. And I do have...
It is medium sized, right?
It is medium sized,
Okay.
yeah. Anishmat is Dex, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then it goes at a 20 because I rolled an 18. So
Okay.
it'll go between Ember and Gavin. And that is, and it knows that its target is the dragon. It's good to go. And that it will be the end of my turn. Okay. After Rhiannon is Meredith with Verdum on deck.
Right. So Meredith is a little bit messed up. However, Ember, how messed up are you? Is everyone else spread out?
Ember is a little messed up, but she's not too horribly bad. Because
Gavin was pretty beat up, right?
Gavin got hit bad.
All right.
I dumped a 4th level into him.
Well, it was Gavin and Narashti's hit.
Gavin and Narashti both got hit really
And
bad.
she does not see Narashti because Narashti
hid.
Narashti is a ninja. Granted, the dragon went down is pretty savage. So actually, she is going to. She runs up, and Amaya can hear her say, God, what the fuck am I doing? And then is going to attack with her scimitar. And there's enough people dogpiling. All right. Wow, that is shit rolls. All right. But the 26 definitely hits. Unfortunately, the 15 will not. She's going to use a D6. Okay, so 11, 14 damage. Brain, math, you can do it. I swear. And then as a bonus action, so you see she slashes at it twice with her scimitar. And then, she only hit it once. So she's going to, as a bonus action, attack it one more time with her scimitar. Much better hit. 11 more damage. And you see she cuts in, much like Amaya, who had a lot of speed from the haste. You see that Meredith, while necessarily not moving faster, her sword seems to move of a speed that's a lot faster than you would normally expect. And she is done. Who's next?
Verdum is next.
Okay.
And that'll be the bottom of the round, so Narashi will be on deck.
Verdum gets their legendary actions back. The first thing the first thing I need to do for Verdum is, does not get its breath weapon back.
Ah! Thank goodness, because Ember's down Main Street.
And you hear it roar out in Draconic. To those who speak Draconic, hear it basically yell out, "Come here, you fools! We cannot fail our queen." And then the dragon is going to...
What, queen?
Drakuskull, probably.
Oh, that's fair.
And then the dragon is going to make 3 attacks. And it is going to attack... Well, it'll start by attacking Amaya. Because you did beat it up a bit, and it's kind of pissed at you. Wow, I'm rolling shitty. But a 14 does not hit.
Nope.
It's then going to make a claw attack at Meredith, which will definitely hit her. Doing 13. Okay. And you hear Meredith kind of cry out because she's a hurt unit. And then it's also going to take a claw attack at your demon guy. Does a 27 hit?
Sure does.
And that will be for 13 slashing damage.
Okay. Still up.
And admittedly, with so many people dogpiled on it, it almost kind of doesn't want to necessarily fly away, but no, it's kind of stuck there. I would like, so Amaya, since you are blue in color, I'm going to say you're 1 and 2.
Okay.
Rhiannon, your darkish blue, we'll call that black, so you're 3 and 4.
Me or my hound?
You.
Okay. I'm not next to it.
2, 3, 4. That means the green is 5, 6. Okay. Phoenix, my dear, if you'd also put something at a 16.
Got it.
Excellent. That is it for Verdum. Who is next?
Top of the round with Narashti, and Amaya is on deck.
Yeah. So Narashti gets to roll a save again, right? For fear?
That happens at the end of her turn.
Damn it. Okay.
You get to roll at the end of her turn last time?
Well,
No, it happened that.
Because it happened that turn. So she'll be able to roll at the end of her turn.
Okay.
As far as the saving throw goes.
Then I know it's a disadvantage, but this is the only thing that she can do. She's just gonna shoot at it with her dragon bone bane bow doopity doo thing.
Okay.
That she's hiding in.
So for her first attack, since she is hiding, actually, let's see. But it's got a blind sight. Okay, never mind. So yeah, you're attacking with disadvantage.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Which, yeah. So that's going to be okay. Well, that's a nat 20.
Did both dice roll nat 20s?
Oh, Nope. Hang on.
I mean, if it happens, then...
No. Well, it changed to a dirty 20.
A dirty 20 will hit.
Okay. So then... Does she get extra dragon damage-y thing? Because it's
the bow does add some damage if you're attacking a dragon.
The dragon takes an extra 3d6. Okay, so she's got...
Her favorite enemy should factor into that too.
Yes.
It doesn't for 5th ed.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yes.
No, that's more of a 3rd ed Pathfinder-y thing.
No, she has a... It's... Favored enemy. Hang on.
The favorite enemy doesn't add towards any damage. It just adds to making it easier to know about your bad guys.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
It gives me, yeah.
And then you can also speak their language.
Got it.
Okay. 2, 3, and a D8. Okay, so 17 plus 6 is going to be 23 damage. Okay. And she will...
Her doom is looking hurt.
She's going to attack again.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
A 17 will miss.
Okay.
But that first arrow, oh my God, does it strike true? In fact, it goes flying through and granted, with some of these big draconic entities with thick hides, when you see arrows stick in, they stick in. Just
wait a minute. Does she get sneak attack? Because the dragon is engaged with other...
She would get sneak attack for that one attack, yes.
So that's 2 more d6. All right, 5 more damage.
Okay. But like where most arrows only stick into the tip and maybe go in an inch, her arrow like embeds itself so deeply, like you barely see the fletchings, and it impales it in the neck, and you see the dragon is just roaring in just pain and rage.
And she hides again for her bonus action.
Okay.
It's still a 22.
Okay.
And then her wisdom.
So then she can make another
wisdom
saving throw.
Yeah. Which she gets advantage on. That's a 14 plus 3, 17.
A 17 will do it. She's no longer frightened. Hitting it with the one arrow just gave her that little burst of courage or adrenaline, depending on how you look at it, to cut through the flight reflex and go to the fight reflex.
We good. Next.
After Nurashti is Amaya with Ember on deck.
All right. Amaya is going to shout out in Draconic in kind of response to what the dragon said. Yes, come! This one is proving no challenge, and I want more dragons to slay. And then it's going to go ham on the dragon again.
That is right up there with fucking Rhiannon doing ascending to dragon. Like, ugh!
Ember's aroused.
Let's see.
Look, I'm not saying that Gavin isn't.
And I've got advantage on these because I'm flanking.
You are indeed flanking.
28 for the first attack.
That will hit.
And we'll deal 13 radiant damage. Second attack. Oh, that's a lot worse. You know what? I'm going to use that inspiration die.
And my apologies. Before you go...
their action?
It will take a legendary action. I should have mentioned that. My apologies. Okay. It's actually going to take a tail attack on you.
All right.
Does an 18 hit you?
It does not.
Then it swooshes out with its tail, but you dive over the tail without any issue. Please continue. What was your first damage roll?
First damage roll was 13.
Okay.
I'm using my inspiration die on my second attack to bring it to a total of 25 to hit.
That will hit.
And then that will deal another 9 radiant damage. Haste. Oops.
Crap.
Extra.
Math. Okay. Good.
The haste extra attack is a 27 to hit.
That will hit.
And that will do, there we go, 16 radiant damage.
Lisa. Okay.
And then I will do another key point to attack it 2 more times. That is a 26.
That will hit.
And another 16 radiant damage.
How do you want to do this?
All right.
Ember
just because
really aroused.
Just because it's kind of cool and the positioning of the models right now works really well for it. So Amaya kind of calls out her challenge to the rest of the dragons. And then just in this furious whirlwind of this lightsaber going back and forth, she does this like run up its back and is just like hacking and slashing into it and like cutting into the wing, like cutting into the back of its neck. And then as it's like the last slash just like goes partially into its neck and like you can tell is the finishing blow, just does like a backflip off and lands in her original spot.
Nice.
3-point landing.
Oh.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I mean,
If it is truly dead, the hound disappears. This is why I don't fucking summon this thing, because y'all kill the asshole before the hound can even fucking attack.
Hey, it gave me advantage. That was huge.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
And that will end Amaya's turn.
Okay. So with the last kind of roar of pain as you just run up its spine and Legolas the shit out of it, Verdun collapses, exhausted of all life. You hear in the distance there are several roars of surprise, anger, rage. Oh fuck! You hear in Draconic, because why not? Actually has the desired effect. You see that the three younger dragons that were starting to head towards the mound that you are on, the Hill of Bones, instead actually veer off and continue east into the jungles.
Are we out of combat?
That was my question.
You are, for the moment, out of combat.
Gavin is going to walk right over to Verdun, going to take out Ravager, and chop off her fucking head.
Rhiannon is going to pull out her Wand of Sending.
Okay.
And is going to...
Ravager, being that Ravager's purpose in its creation was to lop off the heads of those that, as you know from its history, it takes you no effort to smoothly cut through the dragon's neck and sever the head from its neck.
I will heft the dragon's head. I'm not a Barca, but I have a 16 strength, so I imagine I can do it.
And you can pick it up. It is going to be heavy, though, because...
I will not be using it in combat. I'm not crazy.
Well, just thinking that, the smaller dragons, their head would be the size of like a horse's head, but this thing was huge, so the head is easily as tall as you are?
Yeah, it's probably a 200-pound head.
Yeah.
I can weft that.
Probably more, because that's all bone and horn, and that's the heavy part.
We're good. I'm not going to fight with it. I just want to bring it with us.
I understand. Okay.
Rhiannon casts Sending to Draxkull.
Okay. And what do you say to Draxkull?
Just very simply, hopefully disdain, very evident even in the mental words. You were warned. Oh.
Okay. Fair enough. You don't really get a reply back.
It's okay. I don't need one.
It's fair. For the moment, you do see that you will, I should say, you realize you do have a few moments, short minutes maybe, to kind of recollect yourself, so to speak. But you do see that, you are at the top of basically what amounts to Dracoskull's base camp of assaulting the town. You know that you will need to get out of here relatively quickly, as they will no doubt want to avenge their fallen general.
Anybody's hurt? Crack a potion.
I was gonna say, crack a potion. Let's go.
Should we just teleport out?
We can't.
Why can't we?
I only have one scroll left. If we
That's what I'm saying.
Out.
Straight back.
And you see Meredith's and I can't cast it again.
Straight back to the professor's lair. That was the whole plan to begin with.
Okay.
That being said,
Meredith?
Meredith is going to heal herself.
Meredith, you good to come with us for a little trip?
I mean, I prefer that to being out here.
Good answer. I will pull out the. Let's get out of here and we can heal once we're out of here.
Go ahead.
Okay. And we're sure there's nothing else you want to do before going back to the professor's lounge?
Do you have something you want to do before we go back to the professor's lounge?
No, just double checking, making sure.
I mean, if we can bring the whole fucking body with us, I'd like to, but I don't think that's possible. So it's like I'm lucky to jigger the head.
I will
in there.
say this much, Gavin: you probably won't even be able to bring the head with you.
Well, what's the weight limit for possessions on teleport?
Do we have a bag of holding?
The head will not fit.
It won't
It
fit the bag of holding.
No.
All right, so while that's preparing, I'm going to ask Amaya to help me position the head so that Verdum is eating its own ass, and then we can go.
I'm here for it.
Wow.
We will very, very carefully thread the tail through the mouth and just kind of through it there, so it's just over the tail biting onto its own butt.
Okay. If you really want to take this head with, Ember can accommodate.
How?
Explain?
Ember has a 5th level spell. This is a 5th level spell, so be warned. I have telekinesis. I can lift up an object of 1,000 pounds, and it has to come with me within 30 feet. So I could cast it, lift it up, and we can teleport.
I think...
Or it can eat its own ass.
Or it can eat its own ass.
You know what? I'm here for it eating its own ass. It's really the whole point of this was to add insult to injury, and I think by eating its own ass, that's what we're doing. So,
Here for it.
because in the immortal words of Leoben and Adira, fuck that guy.
Because, I mean, Ember would do it.
No, and Gavin appreciates it, but honestly, like, the eating the own ass thing, I think satisfies Gavin's need for adding insult to injury.
Fair enough.
Rhiannon, may I ask, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 17.
Okay.
That doesn't worry me fucking at all. Okay, are we good to go?
Actually, and this has nothing to do with anything, I am going to look out over the town to see, like, the general's dead. Are the baddies routed? Are they running away, or are they redoubling their efforts because they're pissed?
Granted, you're about a half mile away, so it's kind of hard to tell, because there's still some fighting going on, but so you'd have to get closer to kind of see what specific effects are kind of taking place. That being said, the 3 younger dragons fled. And from what you can tell, that was their only air support. Because you don't see anything else flying around.
Do we want to try to... How far... It's within a mile back to the city. Do we want to waste a teleport, or do we want to try to hoof it back to Newsroom?
I mean, the trick is you'd have to go through the fighting, so you either have to sneak through or fight through to get back.
I mean, I've still got a Tanaruk here.
And actually, Gavin, what languages do you speak?
Draconic, Giant... Hang on. Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Giant.
And I don't have the Tanner stats in front of me. Does it have telepathy?
Give me a moment, if you would.
I mean, I suppose if Ember does have that telekinesis, we could just carry the dragon's head over with us, being like, hey, we just killed this thing. If you don't want to be next, leave.
True.
And march our way down.
It is not telepathic, however, it speaks Abyssal, Common, and Orc.
So then you hear in common, may I go now?
Yeah, just a second. Are we going to fight through? I think we should fight through.
Oh, no.
I think let's fight through.
Because, like, going back is a good idea, but I think we have things that we need to deal with here before we go back.
Yeah. That would be my preference.
How long can you telekinese that shit, Ember?
10 minutes.
Half a mile, 10 minutes? That's doable.
That's
Is it half a mile or is it a mile? How far is it?
We're within a mile. I think he said half a mile.
Roughly about half a mile.
Okay.
I will look at the Tanaruk. You want to kill some more dragony creatures? That was a dumb question. You're going to kill some more dragony creatures. Let's go.
Send it ahead of us.
Okay, so Ember is gonna cast, I guess.
And you hear it's just his cursing in some foul language that...
Aw, I love you too, Schmoopsy. No, let's not. You're Schmoopsy, Pookie. I love you too, Pookie.
Ember, I wouldn't worry about bringing that with us.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't have to bring it with us. We'll just fight our way through.
Save your spell.
Wait, sure. Oh, okay.
It's already eating its own ass. It's fine.
The creature isn't considered huge, is it?
It just brings me so much joy. It is, actually.
No. The dragon is considered huge?
Yes.
Yes.
Killed, yeah.
I can move the whole thing.
Should we parade its corpse into the city?
Well, how much can you...
No, I can move a huge creature.
Okay, does it say a huge creature or 1,000 pounds?
No, it's so the object is 1,000 pounds, but I can move a huge creature.
Provided it weighs less than 1,000 pounds?
No, it has no weight limit if it's a creature.
If it's a creature.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If it's an object, it has a weight limit. But if it's a creature, it's the category size, which is huge.
I mean, one could argue you cut its head off, it's no longer a creature per se, but okay, I'll allow it.
We can't go into...
Now, if you do that, though, you'll
I
get
can
the
also
body, not
sew
the head.
that head back on.
Let's just leave it.
The head is threaded onto the body. As long as we carry the dragon butt up,
Let's just leave it. Let's just leave it. Once the fighting is done, we can come back and reclaim it.
Man, I mean, that was just been so fucking cool.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that particular point. I just think for practicality's sake, we should leave it and come back later.
Yes. Gavin, why don't you send the Tanaruk ahead of us to potentially clear the path, and we'll follow along behind it.
All right, Pookie, plow the road.
The Tanaruk starts charging down the hill to engage bad guys.
I am changing the name of this Tanaruk on my sheet to
My
Pookie.
loot plays. My loot has protection against poison.
You see Meredith. Wow. That would have been... It's alright. It's all good. It's all good. You see Meredith's like, I can probably get myself back in there. I don't really have the way to bring the rest of us again.
That's fine. Get yourself back. Get taken care of. We'll
Guys, we can fly.
be there soon.
Because, no offense, I don't really want to take on an army.
I don't blame you. What do you mean we can fly?
Oh my god. Like, Most of us have ways to fly
I don't.
that we could cast on peeps.
Multiple people?
I think, yeah. Because Narashi's got her wings.
Narashi's got wings. Gavin has fly.
I can
Gavin's got
cast it.
fly.
I can cast it at a level. I can spend a sorcery point to regain a spell slot, and then cast it at a level where I can cast it on somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 people.
You. And then I can cast.
You're gonna polymorph and carry
Yeah,
Maya?
I polymorph.
Yeah. Let's
No,
And
actually,
usually-
I've got fly myself.
You see Meredith's like, I could turn someone into
I've got
a
fly
mist.
2 and polymorph.
Why don't... Okay. I like the idea of flying better than fighting all that shit. Why don't we fly and Meredith can get herself back however you're getting yourself back?
Are you all
misting?
able to fly then without issue?
Mhm.
Or we could mist.
I can turn one person into
One
a mist.
person into mist.
I think
we can fly.
we can fly. I've got enough to cast fly on 2 people, so myself and one other person. If I look it over at Ember, and basically the other spellcasters, like if you guys
I can cast fly on Amaya,
and
Beautiful.
Narashti can fly.
and Narashi's got her wings, and then I can polymorph into.
We can all fly.
There you go. All right. So then I'm assuming you fly back to Newthrone.
Yep. As we fly past the Tanaruk, I'll
Yes.
just give him a wave and then dismiss him.
And you see he's like tearing into a guy, just like you just hear him cursing the most foulest language.
Well, that's filthy.
I'll wave,
Do you kiss
smile,
your mother with that mouth?
and as we shoot past him as he's still fighting, right at the point where we're about to like I'm out of range, basically 60 feet, I'll dismiss the spell, so he goes back to whatever
Like, he
hellscape
But I
doesn't
think
is.
so
even
the
get
last
the
thing you
killing
see-
blow. Oh
The
my
last thing you see is before is like some guy, so one of the dragonborn or half dragons chops into its arm with an axe, and the Tanner just grabs the guy and bites its throat out, and then just spits it at you, and then it poof disappears.
Best use of that spell I think I've ever had.
Love it.
Oh, he's gonna seek vengeance one day, and it's gonna end poorly.
So Ember, what did you turn into?
At first I was like, I'm gonna turn into the thing that I always do for flying. That's the silver dragon. I'm like, nope. I think I'm just going to turn into an eagle.
Oh, damn.
Just keep up with the group,
Okay.
but semi-small.
Real quick,
Okay.
Maeve, thank you for the 6-month subscription. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Maeve, you are awesome.
We love you.
We so love you.
Yeah, an eagle.
Thank you.
I love the heart beak. Just...
Yeah.
Yep, there are axe beaks now. There are heart beaks. There you go.
Anyway, so we fly into the city.
You fly into the city, and you do see that the Dracoskull's forces do seem to be pulling away a bit to regroup, as it were.
Okay. I've got a little piss and vinegar left in me. I'll probably, if you're willing, if like we could roll it out if you want, but if you want to storyline it, that's fine too. I'll help. I'll help anybody pockets that seem to be having some issues.
Okay. Tell you what, go and make a perception roll.
Okay.
I mean, Amaya hasn't taken any damage yet, so she's probably going to be real tempted to just be kind of flying around throwing sun bolts at people that are just kind of...
Yeah, if we're still flying, Rhiannon will 100% just firebolt random people.
And Amaya, so the haste is no longer on, right?
That would have been gone after a minute, yeah.
Yeah,
that
the
would
haste
be
should be gone after a minute.
Oof. I had an 18 on my perception, Brian.
Okay. So yes, you do find like maybe a pocket or two where you can assist. Granted, the east wall, being that they are coming from the east primarily, seems to be the heaviest hit. So you do the areas that you guys kind of help plug some of the leaks, so to speak, is kind of the area that Karth was kind of running, for lack of a better term. But between their forces kind of being in confusion and then retreating and you guys kind of flying over, you're able to pew a goodly chunk of them. And so the siege, at least for now, is over. That being said, everybody hooray and cheers and whatnot, but realistically, their army is still out there. You've dispersed them for the moment, but they're still out there. They're still potentially a thing to be dealt with. But yeah, you guys land back in the town. You see there's more than a few people cheering for you. You see Ember, you see Ezekiel sitting there cheering. Yeah, crazy lady! Woo! I think I'm in love. It's like, so yeah.
Meanwhile, Ezekiel's like, oh, thank God you can see them all too. I thought I was hallucinating.
Oh, that fog of war, man, I tell ya.
What's the name of Drakuskull's mate?
Rashak.
Rashak, okay.
I almost said
I kept
Rakshasa.
wanting to say Raishan, and I'm like, I know that's not.
No.
No! Don't make it worse than it is.
I mean, kind of, but not.
This Rashak is the blue one?
The black one.
Drakuskull is blue.
Is
Okay.
blue.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Just trying to... It's been a while. Alright. We should start thinking about how we're going to go take him out. Because he would be the next logical step.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to really suck ass.
Yep. Hey, Rhiannon's dad, whose name I never remember.
Karth.
Say it one more time.
Karth.
Karth. Hey, Karth. Want to gather up a few of the hunters so we can get a giant dragon body and post it on a pike as a warning to others?
Heck, turn it into dragonhide armor. Arm the city.
I think I might need a green dragon scale top hat. That's what I'm feeling right now.
And you see, he looks at you for a second, then looks over at Ryan and goes, is he serious?
Brayden is just giggling.
We can take a look at that, but I think for right now we need to kind of shore up our defenses and figure out what the hell's going on, because they're going to come back.
Of course they are.
Yeah, they are.
And if they're anything like me, they're probably going to come back pissed.
Probably.
I mean, fair, but they started it.
Yeah, bullies usually... Well, whatever. Anyway, I'm glad you guys are safe.
I give him a kiss on the cheek.
And you give him a kiss on the cheek, and as you kind of step away, he pulls you in for a big old bear hug.
Oh.
And,
I'm okay, Dad. I'm okay.
Yeah, seriously, dude, you should have seen that fireball. It was huge.
good to know.
At any rate, shall we assist in shoring up defenses, and those of us who are inclined to heal can heal, and maybe spend some time with their wife? He said,
and you see it,
perhaps
there's like
a
a
bit
little
pointedly.
kind of a popping sound, and you see Meredith, because Dimension Door only takes one person, and it's only like 500 feet.
She had like 4 times, just...
Probably did, actually. So you are able to, for lack of a better term, regroup for the evening. Since Meredith is there, she will help with the healing as best she can, since she's already using some slots and might as well. So she'll go to give Kira, who probably has used all of her spells to heal right now, at this point, give her a reprieve.
Rhiannon would also go help out with the healing.
Okay.
Honestly, Gavin's got a few healing spells he can throw out, so he'll use those up and then go do other stuff.
That's fair. So yeah, at least for the evening, and for the rest of the day and that evening, it more or less is all quiet, as it were. The army has retreated, at least to regroup for now, and so does not assault the city, or the town, I should say, not city.
Meaning we get a long rest?
You are able to get a long rest.
I thought you were going to say you could certainly try, and I was going to lose my shit.
Yeah, I get my 2 key points back.
It's hard to table flip your table from here, but I would find a way.
Luckily, we have an insider.
That's fair.
We'd have Ember flip your table.
So you do have a after kind of helping out wherever, you are all respectively called in to have a sort of meeting with the those people that are considered more of the leadership of the town in terms of the defense of the town. So Meredith is there, Karth is there, some of the squad captains, for lack of a better term, so Ezekiel being one of them, is there as well as the priestess of the Silver Flame. Who has now kind of become the de facto elder of the town, for lack of a better term, just from having spent the most time there.
We need to go upstairs. Oh, I'm unmuted. I'm sorry.
I'm totally brain farting, but just trying to think of a name.
For the elder?
Yeah.
Male or female? Or
Female.
something other?
I'm going to say Kadrin. You see, actually, she's a half-elf, actually. And is the kind of the head priest of the Silver Flame. Well, I should say the temple. You see, the temple is actually set up. It's kind of a... Well, it looks like it originally was set up as a church to like the sovereign host. You see, it's been kind of converted into instead of one big church, it's still got the bones of the big church, but like inside there are several like shrines to all sorts of different deities. So like there is a Silver Flame, there's all the different sovereign hosts. There's actually even the Dark Six are all represented. So it's and you get the sense that and you even see some sort of You're guessing they're tribal, maybe more revering ancestors thing, maybe for some of the lizard folk or dragonborn that don't necessarily follow any of the normal Eberron deities per se. But you see, it's kind of become sort of a centralized temple for anyone who wants to necessarily go have some sort of service or ritual of a religious nature. The only rule is basically no weapons on the temple grounds and no no violence. Like everyone and more or less no proselytizing to try to convert people of other faiths. Like it's kind of the neutral ground for the different religious groups. And there are a handful of shamans for some of the more ritualistic lizard tribesmen and whatnot. Does not appear to be that there is a priest for the sovereign host or the six necessarily, at least that is present at the time. It looks like Kadrin is kind of the de facto head of the temple. And I will say, Rhiannon, you do notice that it does not appear to be a spot for or any representation of Ilyana. However, you also don't really, you haven't come across any Kalash chart that you know of here either, so.
Yeah.
But you are gathered, and
we're meeting in this temple space?
Yeah, I mean, it's out of all of the structures in the town, it is the only building that is fully made out of stone. Like some of the buildings are like partially made out of stone, and then the rest made out of wood, or just made completely out of wood. So as the strongest, most durable structure, it's kind of become the sort of the de facto headquarters for that reason. And you see she welcomes you all. It's like, thank you all for coming. Your deeds today have they have helped strike a definitive blow, that is for sure. But as I'm sure our Carthier has mentioned, I imagine it only gives us a brief reprieve. May I ask, you are strangers to this place. May I ask, what are your intentions here? Are you here to help us through this?
I mean, peripherally.
We have specific goals that align with yours, I think. At least in the long run.
I see. And granted, you're an insight fiend, Rhiannon, and you can get that she is not necessarily happy with the sort of obscure reply, because she was hoping for a more definitive answer.
I'll give Rhiannon a look like, why are we being vague?
She just looks back at him. If he wants to say something, he's welcome to.
We're gonna kill the dragons. The big ones.
The other ones.
Oh.
You're aware, I'm sure by now, that we took out Verdum today.
Yes. Yes, you did. And that in and of itself is an amazing feat.
It took like 12 seconds. It's fine.
It was a precision strike. It wasn't necessarily expecting us to be there. I don't think Dracoskull, or whatever the fuck her mate's name is going to be quite so blindsided.
I would have to agree with you on that. I imagine the element of surprise, as you say, is gone. That being said, we need to figure out a plan then. I fear that my worries and concerns are for the town. I mean, they are hardy folk, but we could barely hold our own against some of the smaller dragons, let alone her general. And I've heard rumor that, Rashak is known to these parts and is a much older, more powerful dragon. I imagine this Dracoskull is the same. May I ask, what is your... I only ask this because, again, I fear for the town. What is your plans towards trying to eliminate these other two? I imagine once you attack one, won't the other one show up?
That's highly likely.
That's fairly likely. We don't have a plan yet. Our first move was to take out Verdun and then figure it out from there.
Do you know where Rashak is layered?
Well, Reshak is up at the...
You actually know...
Thingy.
Oh, right.
Like the evil portal to hell type place.
Yeah, it's referred
With
to
the obsidian.
as... We have it in the notes here. It is referred to as Haka Torbak, which is Draconic for Throne of the Holy Dragons, because it's all pompous. But it's built in... It's basically an obsidian, like, glass sort of city built into the caldera of an extinct volcano.
My question, I guess, is more, how far are we from there?
That is a great question. Doo-doo-doo-doo. 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 Doo-doo.
Ooh, Phoenix, baby. We didn't kill it in 3 rounds, we killed it in 2!
That's why I said 12 seconds.
No, I was referring to the Mikey Masons. Never mind.
Oh! Okay, yeah. Sorry. It just... Brain. We did. I think you should tell Mikey that.
I will. I will tell Mikey that.
So it's a little over 200
Best
miles.
game ever. A little over 200 miles?
Correct.
Ew. From what we know of Reshak, what is the chance that we'd be able to lure him out of his... I imagine he would be very hesitant to leave his lair.
Rashak has been very hesitant to leave its lair. Or his lair, I guess. I don't really know how dragons do that. Anyway,
Okay, so my thinking for what might be best for you and your village is to potentially let us take the fall for the kill of Verdun, exile us, and we'll go deal with our shit.
while I appreciate your willing to sacrifice yourself in that manner, I have no doubt that she would punish us regardless. Truth be told, if this Dracoskull, I believe you said the name was? If this Dracoskull is intent on taking Kabara, they'll need to take New Throne. I mean, the largest port in Kavara.
Then legitimately our only other option is to move quickly.
It's honestly probably the best option.
I think.
And you see,
I think
Meredith goes, yes, but we also want to save Lyria.
Obviously.
I mean, we did pretty well against this Verdun, but I imagine taking both dragons out at the same time would be...
Well, do we know if Drakuskull is up at the throne? Are they both up there?
Well, I mean, they're mated, right?
Mm-hmm.
From what you were saying.
Yeah.
So probably. But, I mean, you're right. If we could do a distraction to get them separated, I mean, we have a better chance of saving your mom if we're only fighting one dragon. Or for that matter, if someone's drawing the dragons out so a group of us could get in and save your mom.
I mean, I feel like I have a pretty good talent for annoying Drakuskull at this point.
I really miss Barca about now.
Yeah, same. I could try to bait Drakuskull, but I don't know how well that would work.
Well, and the worry about that, Meredith says, is if you piss off Drakuskull could kill Lyria.
Should
So we don't want to bait her, but we do want to figure out a way to draw her out. Theoretically, what was the mom's name again? Illyria?
Lyria.
Lyria. Theoretically, Lyria would be kept there as well.
In fact, Coughlin did mention that seemed to be where they were holding prisoners in general, was in the Hak Torvak.
So if we can get Drakuskull out somehow, get in, we'd only have to deal with Rashak. We could focus on saving your mom. And then we could, once your mom is out and safe, then we could figure out how we were going to murder the other two.
I don't think we're going to be able to get in and out without confronting.
I don't think we're going to be able to get in and out without confronting one of them, and I'm hoping it's going to be Rashak, if I'm being entirely honest with you.
Well, what would... So we need something big to draw at least one of them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if, in response to the murder of the general and out of fear, and this may not work, you can tell me if I'm wrong, the town elder requested a meeting for an immediate surrender, but wants to speak directly to Drakuskull?
That puts the town in a lot of danger, potentially.
The town's in a lot of danger as it is.
And you see, Cadron's like, I mean, I'm... And you see, when you mention that, I mean, she does look definitely frightened, but kind of swallows and goes, I'm willing... I would be willing to do this if it meant saving the people. I'm just worried that the dragon, as a reprisal, would just slaughter us regardless. I mean, it's worth a shot. I'm happy to offer my services.
What if you sent the message that you had exiled the people that had killed Verdun? You send a message that you are going to unconditionally surrender, but your condition is, the only condition you have is that you have to speak directly to Drakuskull. Set up the meeting outside the city.
Okay.
I'll look at the group. This is a horrible plan. give me a better
I
option.
mean, all of our plans have been horrible plans, but here we are.
Pretty much.
The last plan worked out okay.
Last plan worked out okay because we got very lucky.
I like to think of it more as tactics and skill and luck. But...
Yeah, okay. You keep saying that. I'm just going to call it luck and hope that it doesn't run out. If we have a better option, tell me now.
You see Meredith says, what about your ship?
Our ship is not here, and it would take some time for her to get here.
It would take some time for us to get into position and for them to set this up. Our ship might have to be our exit strategy.
I mean, if that thing's flying around in the sky, I imagine that would draw a dragon's attention. That being said,
I'll look at Amaya.
Yeah, I feel like we all look over at Amaya.
Is the ship faster than a dragon?
And you see, that's Meredith asking this, because I don't think you told Meredith everything about Zaya. I know you did to Karth, because you introduced him to Zaya, and so you see he definitely gives a kind of a look, but he doesn't say anything, because...
To be fair, a lot of people call ships she.
Oh, no, yeah. No, Meredith, I mean, I don't think you ever told Meredith that Zaya was a sentient ship.
No, we did not.
But yeah, no, calling the ship a she is not that doesn't stick out as an oddity. That's very common. Ships are typically women unless they have a male name, I guess.
Nah,
And even then, they're
still
usually
become
probably
a
still
she.
considered women. Yeah, usually referred to. Which I suppose makes the George Washington aircraft carrier thing a very confusing thing. Yeah.
Still
I'm
referred
not
to
in the
as she,
military,
though.
so I don't know.
Yeah.
And there you are.
As a she.
Yeah.
Amaya?
I don't remember offhand how fast Zaya is.
Your mic is wavery.
Was it?
You sound like
Yeah,
a robot.
really
Yeah,
robotic.
you're a bit robotic.
How about now?
Still
Yes.
robotic.
Still.
Robotic.
Yep.
Should turn off that.
I mean, if you're playing a Warforged, it's probably
How about
really
now?
Nope.
Same.
Still nothing.
I have this great Nimbus right now, though.
You're the Azamar, so there you go.
True.
Zaya flies at 30 miles per hour.
Which equates to
100,
what?
130 feet per move action.
That's... Do we know enough about dragons to know that that's going to be faster than most fucking dragons?
Narashti would know.
If the dragon was unenhanced by magic, it could probably outpace a dragon. However, if a dragon is using magic, who knows?
Amaya, what if you stayed on board, drew out the dragon with the crew and Zaya, and the rest of us go in and get Lyria?
If the exit strategy is Zaya, the rest of us could teleport in and get Lyria.
True.
Theoretically.
Well, or for that matter, how about this? Your group has had success in taking on a dragon.
It's true, and I'd hate to be down... Well, the issue is that both dragons are there, and that's the issue that we're running into here.
That being said, we could have kind of a multi-pronged approach here. You have your one group, whatever, take the ship, fly close around to tease the dragons, and then fly haul ass and hope your dragon pulls the dragon away. If it does, the rest of us could go in. If you guys can take on the dragon, Karth and I can find your mom. And you see Meredith looks over at Karth, and again, you get this sort of look.
My
like
insight is out the ass, so
You
like,
get this-
what the hell is going on with them?
Well, you definitely get this look that there is kind of something going on between them, but they both kind of, but you see your dad just kind of nods and it's like, yeah, we'll find her. Uh-oh.
We
We
lost
lost
the
the
Schmoopsie.
Well, at least it's not Phoenix again.
At least it's not me this time. Not good.
It has literally been a day.
It has been. Rhiannon will just sort of like make eye contact with her dad and just kind of like glance over at Meredith and raise an eyebrow at him. Like, oh, I know there's something going on here.
Well, and you,
Doesn't say anything. Just the look, the glance, the eyebrow.
and he kind of gives you one of those, like those looks like now's not the time kind of thing, you know, and just kind of.
She's not saying anything.
Gavin has questions, but he knows enough to keep his mouth shut about it.
Well, we still have a few days to kind of, or well, I shouldn't say that. We still at least can take some time to think of how we want to do all of this. I guess it's assumed that we'll send the message out about the surrender thing, so we'll probably have a short period of time to get things ready.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Amaya, are you willing to call Zaya back?
It's your call.
It's your call. She's your shit.
Subtext: she's your child.
I will have to give that some thought.
That's fair. Unless we know of somebody who has some really powerful illusion magic, but with the magic that we know Drakuskull has, I'm not confident that it would fool her.
Highly unlikely.
You know?
Ideally, I would prefer to teleport in and get out on Zaya. If that is not something you were willing to do, we would have to hoof it on foot.
How many people can you take in a teleport?
I don't know. It depends on the level of the spell, I think.
Yeah, it depends on the level.
I mean, the scroll is at your
Level,
base.
so
I mean,
Level
the base level is 7th, and it's you and 8, really up to 8 willing creatures.
Oh, up to 8. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So myself and 8.
Right.
Additional
So
creatures.
then you could do.
We could do the PCs. We could do Karth and Meredith,
Meredith.
and feasibly, because that's what 5, 2 more, so feasibly 1 more person.
Right.
Well, I don't count toward the 8.
I know. So there's
Okay.
5. Oh, I suppose you don't. So there's
There's
4.
four
So there'd be 2
PCs.
more. So we could feasibly take 2 more.
Take 2 additional people. If there were 2 additional people who wanted to come along. Or were maybe not wanted, but were willing to come along.
Yeah, it would have to be people that like Karth know, or like if Ember is willing to tap the rabbits, like maybe a couple of the rabbits could go, like that sort of thing.
I could ask Kira. Kira would definitely go. She's a healer.
That could be extremely handy.
Indeed.
Well,
But-
the question would be: it is a city or fortress, or whatever you want to call it. Is if soon as people start throwing down I mean, there's going to be alarms, like people are going to. I imagine they don't keep their layers undefended as far as just them. Again, Meredith's like, me and Karth, at least I know we're stealthy. We can try to sneak around if you guys are drawing their attention, or for that matter, fighting the dragon.
We're not stealthy, so yes, I imagine we're going to be drawing their attention. Either way, we're going to have to do this when one of the two dragons is gone, or we are so dead.
Yeah, we would have to wait until Drakusgal was here and teleport. So that we knew at the very least that one of the dragons was for sure gone.
Sure gone. Yeah.
And it's only 200 miles, but that gives us at least a little bit of time before she'd be able to fly back.
A couple of hours at least.
30 miles an hour. Unless she also has teleportation magic, which she very well might.
Again,
she's fucking old.
Regardless of what we do,
we gotta try to even the odds.
Well, and that's my point. And again, he kind of looks at Amaya and he's like, I understand. If you do not want to endanger Zaya that way, we need to go now. 200 miles is a long walk.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go.
Look over at the elder. Send your message.
And can we sleep tonight and leave in the morning?
We had a long rest. This is the next day.
Oh, this is the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is that evening, but you'll have your long rest.
Okay, yeah. So let's get some sleep and then head out in the morning.
Tomorrow we plan. No, tomorrow we leave. And
how long will it take to walk 200 miles?
Well,
it's
a normal person walks about 3 miles per hour on like plains-like terrain. You're walking through a acidic jungle of death, so probably
20 miles a day.
But we have Karth, who is extremely familiar with the terrain.
That's true. With Karth helping, and actually Narashti to some extent, we bump it back up to the 3 miles per hour. So assuming a march of at least 8 hours a day, well, I'll call it 10 hours a day, that's 30 miles a day. So
we could make it in 3.5 days-ish.
Oh,
Like
200 miles, 6 days.
It's going to take
so like 6 or 7 days, give or take?
It'll take a week to get there.
Roughly about a week?
We could probably cut it down a little bit by using like some fly spells and things to have longer movement speed and not have to go through.
We can pump in the fly.
That is going to be extremely limited, but we can use it to get over like big hazards and that sort of thing.
Well, it gives us an hour of flying.
I mean, the big trick is, depending on how stealthy you're going to be,
well, and going
or
through
how blatantly open you're going to be, I guess, because
we already said we're not stealthy.
Yeah, but if
we should try to get there without being noticed.
Yeah, we need to try to get there without being super obvious about it.
I think the first day we would be safe to use our fly spells.
I agree.
Because we're so far away. It gives us, cuts it.
Yeah. So I agree, but after that, it's going to be pretty much on foot.
So maybe all said and done, something like 5 days to get there.
All right. Well, I guess we leave at dawn.
I
really did not want to go
this
through a
plan.
jungle again.
Yeah, we kind of have a little PTSD.
I don't know if there's any way to convince you, Amaya. I think it would be far more advantageous for us to be able to have the exit strategy of Zaya and just teleport in. We'd still have the element of surprise. We would know when Drakusgal was gone rather than getting there and hoping to God that she's left.
Wait, are you suggesting going in on Zaya or just having Zaya nearby?
No, I'm suggesting we have Zaya nearby so that we can teleport in and Zaya can pull us out.
Okay.
How far away nearby? Like a day behind worth?
I mean,
Less than an hour, hopefully.
I was gonna say, like, a couple of miles? Like, she'd be out of sight. If she's at least a couple of miles out, you're not gonna have vision past a couple of miles. And then...
Well, and I imagine the place that we're going to is going to be a fairly large place, so it would have to be a couple of miles outside of the edge of that place and outside of any patrols. And we're probably going to be closer to the center of that place.
Look, the difference between her being thousands of miles away and like 100 miles away makes a significant difference in how long we're going to survive.
Sure.
Or 3 or 4 miles away to where she can get there
fairly quick. Yeah.
I mean, if she's moving...
Understanding.
In no way, shape, or form are we advocating that she get in the middle of this, because, dear God.
No,
Right.
no, I don't want her to get in the middle of it. But if she can be on hand to fly in and pull us out, or to potentially meet us at the edge of the city or something, that allows us to use this teleport spell to get there, rather than hoofing it for 5 or 6 days through jungle and hoping to God that we aren't seen or attacked or...
You know, catch disease, eaten by wild predators, that sort of thing.
Well, part of this is going to be how far Zaya is away right now, because we kind of sent her in the opposite direction. So I guess I'll check in with Zaya, see where-ish, not exactly where, because I don't want to know that yet, but like how long it would take for Zaya to get to where we're going.
Or at the very least, have her turn around and start trekking back.
Right.
Well, and I'll say this much. Yeah, Maya, being that you are the airship sailor, you know from airship, it usually takes about a week to get from Corvair to Stormreach. It has been a day. So if they were heading straight there, they were probably somewhere over the ocean.
So for player knowledge then, if we ask them to start going to where we're going right now, would they get there before us, at the same time as us, after us, with our 5-day time frame?
You're probably thinking it'll probably be similar, like with where they're at, it'll probably be, 5 to 7 days, depending on weather. For them to basically turn around and head up to Kamara.
So I guess I would recommend we start our travel. We have them start heading that direction. We kind of reevaluate when we get close, if they're, nearby or if they're going to get there before us. We either teleport in and use Zaya as the exit strategy if everything seems to line up, or we see how well we do trying to get in without the teleport, and then we teleport back out to Zaya and just GTFO. Kind of depending on how the chips fall. Otherwise, we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs for 5 to 7 days.
Well, we're not sitting here twiddling our thumbs. We're sitting here helping to shore up the defenses of the city. We're sitting here making sure that the folks that were injured are healed. We're making sure that they're ready to fight, because it's likely they're going to have to. We're continuing to talk and make sure that diplomatic strategies are in place for this chat with Drakaskull. We wouldn't be idle. It's just a different type of preparation that doesn't involve an acid jungle.
I was going to say, plus then there's not 5 to 6 days in a jungle. And then fight a giant dragon.
I guess that's kind of the trade-off then. Either we go through the jungle over the next 5-ish days and potentially be able to get in without using that teleport and use teleport as our exit strategy, or we stay here, we help fortify defenses in the town, and guarantee that teleport is going to be our entrance strategy, and we'll have to find an exit strategy.
Or we ride Zaya in to a mile or two outside the city, and we hoof the last couple of miles.
that's going to be spotted.
Yeah.
If Zaya,
Like, we could probably...
Zaya comes
Yeah.
in, it's going to have to be strategic.
Well, tell you what then. As you guys are thinking about this and kind of hashing out the specifics of the plan, truthfully, this is probably a good spot as any to let us finish for this evening, and then you guys
Sure.
can kind of consolidate out of, so to speak, consolidate the plans, steps, so to speak, out of it. But I think that'll, like I said, that'll be a good spot for now. So, thank you everybody for watching. Hope you had fun. I know I did. Although I was not expecting you to kill the dragon that quickly. Holy shit.
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
see my pain from Saul's Rest now.
That being said, there maybe some choices will be. No, I'm just kidding. But we thank you all for joining us. We will be back in 2 weeks. Next week on Sunday at 5 o'clock, we have the return of Barca in the finishing of the accumulation of that one shot and seeing what happens to Barca, and hopefully at some point Darren will be able to join us again, because that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We miss you, buddy. And
Really do.
All right,
Also,
friends.
let's fight some dragons.
See you in a
thank you all
couple of
for joining
weeks.
us.
Bye.
See you soon. We love you. Take care.
I love
Stay
you.
safe.
Bye.
Bye, everybody!
Clear.
Yeah, I was not expecting you to drop